I think we are good to go. Okay.
Hey, Vaughn. I know you don't do
I
the
am
team, but we
really
appreciate
live.
your support.
Wait, Vaughn said that
Yeah, she don't watch, she don't do the
in
team.
the chat. I didn't know she didn't do Zatima. So many people don't do Zatima.
A
Hey
lot of people
y'all,
don't do the
welcome, welcome,
team.
welcome in. I had no idea. The way that you would think, just if you were like looking at socials, like looking at Twitter, you would think that like all people cared about was Zatima. And there are, well, I guess also because we have carved out a lane, a safe space for people to be honest and open. A lot of people are not actually watching it, which is wild. I mean, I guess it's not wild. What the hell they put on our TV screens is wild. What's good, y'all? Welcome in. Can y'all hear us? Okay, let me check what let me check real quick.
Okay.
Before we jump into this video, I have to let you know that this video was created during the 2023 WGA and SAG AFTRA strikes. Without the labor of the writers and actors currently on strike, the series being covered here wouldn't exist. Through the duration of these strikes, my company and I stand in solidarity with both unions and are refusing paid opportunities presented by struck companies such as the 8 major Hollywood studios. Content created on Erica Vane platforms are independent of any struck company and not created in promotion of said company. Articles, videos, and audio posts are created in critique of the media in support of the artists who created it. It is important that you, the audience, know that these strikes are a result of corporate greed. The writers and actors have been victimized by major studios for quite some time, and the time is now to demand fair pay and working conditions, standardized practices across streaming business models, and other terms that will ensure the pipeline for new aspiring creatives remains open and viable for years to come. At this time, neither union is calling for a boycott of any television or film content. If you would like to support either or both unions, consider donating to strike funds, walking local picket lines, and using your social media platform to amplify messages delivered daily by union members and leaders. Links to official websites and more information can be found in the description box down below. Videos explaining both strikes and continual strike news can be found on Erica Vane TV. Now let's get into it.
And we are back. Hey y'all, welcome, 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 welcome in for another episode of Our Sisters Keeper, the live sisters and now I guess special editions of Zatima after
Yes.
show with myself and my good sis, Allie Nick.
Hey, y'all.
How everybody feeling tonight? Thank y'all for checking on us. Thank you. I'm having a pretty good
Yes.
night. I just told Allie like, y'all, I am back in LA and striking, and every Thursday we do bike to strike, and we did 46 miles on a bike to all 10 studios. So I'm a little tired. How are you tonight?
I'm great. I'm great.
You
I
look
am.
great.
I'm great. I'm great. I've been doing CMOS for the past like 2 weeks
Come on,
since
sea
we've been.
moss.
So I'm trying to get healthier and everything like that, and I could definitely tell my energy is where it's supposed to be. But this is a good day. This is a good day. I can't
I
complain.
love that for you, friend. I love
Yeah.
that for you. Hey, Desi. Welcome in. Shout out to the members of the chat. Boss Lady Armstead. Hello, welcome to the membership. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining, Boo. I hope you enjoy this exclusive content. All right. So, Ellie, if you're a member of the channel, then that means that you're a close friend on IG. So you already kind of know where Erica's head is at. Exhausted and all. All I
Yeah,
got
you
is
did.
smoke. All I got is smoke. That's all I got. You want to give a little summary, Elliot, what we going to talk about? All I
Ooh,
have, though, I'm going to warn you now. All I have is smoke and venom.
okay.
Do what
I'm gonna
y'all
be
will with that.
real. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if I can honestly give something that overall was a team up. To be quite frank with you, I don't think I'm capable of doing such things. I think we could just go right into it.
Okay, well,
Because
wherever
I
you
don't
want
have
to
it.
go, I'm going to go with you. Wherever you want to go, I'm going to go with you, sis.
Well, let's start with that first scene of episode 11.
Okay, okay, okay.
Let,
Okay, let
let,
me
let's
put
go with
my
that.
critic hat on real quick. Let me put my critic hat on because y'all
Okay.
gonna get a lot of rants. A lot of rants tonight. So y'all better go ahead and chop it up like a biscuit or with a biscuit. With the critic hat on, and I don't like to do this. I have only, as of late, done it with all the Queen's Men in one character. Being an artist myself, I get how this could be sensitive about their but the first scene was not doing it for me acting wise. I feel like there were choices made that did not actually exemplify what was actually trying to be portrayed. Like I got what they were trying to do, but they didn't quite land the plane for me. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I have seen Crystal and Duvall better connected. And that was a scene where they actually needed to be connected for those visceral emotions to really land. And they just weren't landing. It like I feel like Duvall was really, really close, but I don't know if it was the script. I don't know if it was like only getting one or two takes. I don't know what it was, but for me, it left a lot to be desired in reference to certain dialogue pieces landing, certain specific movements landing. Like the whole thing felt very disjointed, and like all I really got was a bunch of anger. And I struggled with it from the beginning. So it really did not set me up well to go into episode 11.
I feel the same way. And I'm glad that we did not speak about this episode before we came on. Because I was talking to my mom about it because she watched the show as well. And I was like, it's just something that it was off for me. It was off. And I kind of felt the same way. I felt like there were certain choices that I just didn't understand. And like you, I said, okay, well, maybe that was the script because it was a lot of things, especially after Zach told Fatima that he loves Connie and he loves her and she slapped him. And Angela was like, let's just go. She was like, no, that's what I'm talking about. We need to talk about this. I said, wait a minute.
I can talk about it now.
Talk about what?
I stand on what I told y'all back in Sistas. Fatima might as well be Christopher Columbus because she stay planting her ass places she don't need to be when she don't need to be there. Girl, this is not the time.
I didn't get it. I was just like, and she pulled that
You
chair
was coming
back.
to get your stuff. Come on,
You was
Angela,
coming to get your
girl,
stuff.
come help me. Girl, you wasn't coming to get a goddamn thing because you left without anything, and then it escalates to a place where y'all know that y'all are in a toxic, unhealthy moment, and that is the time that you decide to dig your heels in? Girl!
I didn't get it. But it was like you said, it was just, I didn't understand. And I guess because it's like you said, for me, the Val did it. Like, I think he was representing the fact that he was drunk, that he was in his feelings. And it's almost like he had a delayed reaction to Fatima bringing in the therapist. Because he asked her.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
yes.
it was like,
I love where you're going with that.
Okay, it was like a delayed reaction because I'm like, he's that mad about this when this has already happened. Where is this anger coming from? And then he asked Fatima, like, what are your two deal breakers? What was it? Don't cheat and don't lie. And he was mad at Fatima lied about the therapist. And I'm thinking, you've been lying to this girl your whole relationship. What are you
before you go there? Before you go there, it was literally the both of them. I was like, y'all gotta in moments of like really heated situations with your relationship, you could have a bunch of problems, right? Like Fatima could have deep-seated feelings around Karen and around Heather and like all of the things, right? She could think and feel in her soul like you have not been emotionally supporting me. You're not an effective communicator. However, typically in romantic blow-ups like this, there is one major issue that you use as the thing. And I feel like Tyler positioned them to jump around. Well, Zach's character had the "you lied to me," but like you said, that shit was late. Like that was 5 episodes ago. Don't nobody care. Like we're focused on you banging Connie. Like that's the question at hand. And the way that Fatima deflected and like, you gonna treat me like this over your mama? I was like, yeah, girl, he known this like for 40 years. The fuck you talking about?
Yes.
40 years. You've known this man for 6 to 7 weeks. His mama is not the issue right now. You need to stay focused or get your ass out.
Yes.
You gonna treat me like this over your mama? Girl, are you mad about him banging Connie or not? Focus. I need you to focus.
I don't understand. There's an echo. People saying I got an echo on my part.
Oh, is it an echo? Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's coming from.
1 second. I don't hear it on YouTube, so it's just on IG.
Can y'all still hear the echo? Yeah, because I can hear it. I'm not sure.
I have headphones, so I can't hear one on IG.
Let me see. Yeah, it's still there. It's like you guys are going in and out.
Do you have headphones?
Yeah, let me plug these.
Sorry about that. We're about to fix it, girl. Is everything all right on YouTube? Can y'all hear us clearly on YouTube? Drop a 1. Oh, Allie. Okay, let me say, Allie, you have an echo.
Okay, can y'all still hear the echo?
Here.
Turn your volume down. Okay.
Well, now she has headphones.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, I can hear it now when you talk. Not sure what it is. It's like y'all still in and out.
Oh, they said it's on YouTube.
Mm.
Can y'all still hear the echo? It said it's better now.
Oh, it's probably because of the delay with the headphones. Is it better or is the echo gone? Because we want to make sure, like, clearly, y'all,
Yeah,
I'm
we
supposed to be
want to
so
make sure.
goddamn tired, and
Yeah.
I'm hooping and hollering already. We 12 minutes in, and I'm hollering. No echo, a little echo. Which one is it? Dante talking about a little echo. Dante, are you on live? Like, make sure y'all click the live button at the bottom of the YouTube so that you know that you're at the right, like, moment, getting the most recent from us. Because Keisha says no echo. Echo gone. Hey, Aline. Let me shout some of y'all out while we at it. Well, Allie, why don't you shout people out? Because it was on your end. We want to make sure that you good.
Okay, we got Keisha in here. We got Dante, Angie, Aline. I hope I said that right. Who else we got? Miss B, Tiff Jones, semi but better. Okay, we're just gonna have to give God all the glory and just keep on, because I'm not sure I'm not sure where the echo is coming from.
I have no idea either, but it's better. It's tolerable. Y'all can get through it. We can hear you, but it's okay. You can still hear it. It's okay. It's a little better. Ugh, I don't know either. Ellie, we're gonna have to test this.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, y'all.
Oh, they need Ellie to talk.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Does it sound better? A little bit better?
Okay.
Some people say it's gone.
Right.
It's on
They
my
love me said
side,
it's gone.
but then it says it's on my side on YouTube. It says
Oh, the
it's
Instagram
gone
says it's
now.
gone now.
Well, praise the Lord for his grace and mercy and his great diligence.
Okay, it was just a little delay. Okay, we back up in this thing. I don't even know where we was at, but I don't know where the hell this energy came from. Because when I tell y'all I was so damn tired, I was scared to get on this live because I was just like, I'm not about to give him no energy.
Yeah, something about Tyler Perry writing gives you a little or something.
And the way that I am in the thick of Zatima now and all the Queen's Men and Tyler Perry is whipping my ass with this writing. But go ahead. Ellie, what were you saying?
I don't know what we were talking about, but I know we were still in the first scene, and we were talking about how the delayed reaction from Zach, and then we were talking about Fatima's response, as in like, you gonna treat me like this over your mom, and you was like, yeah, that's your mom. Like, you've known your mom 40 something years. We've known you for 6 or 7 weeks. I didn't even understand that question. I don't even know what she meant by that. And I think for me, it was just weird because this man just told you he loved this woman and he had sex with her, and you're concerned about his mother. So I'm like, what? I didn't get it.
And treat you how over his mama? Like, it has nothing to do with his mama. Like, she just delivered the information to you, girl. She was just the messenger. She's the problem in her own right in reference to his trauma. But like, you gonna treat me like this over your mama? Hey, sweet cake 5, welcome in, boo. Like, girl, this has nothing to do with that. And also, like, Zach, you came in, she asked you the question, because we left off in episode 10. She asked you the question, you standing there looking stupid and don't want to answer the damn question. Now all of a sudden you drunk and she's coming back. It's like, Tyler, before we was picking up right where we left off, where the hell was the time for Zach to get drunk? And why is he drunk and Fatima to leave and come back? I mean, maybe he's drunk because she left, but he's clearly sitting here waiting for her to come the hell back. It just, the math is not mathing.
It ain't mathing. And one thing that Zach is going to do when he's around women and he's pissed and he's angry, they gonna be a couple of hoes and they gonna be a couple of itches.
And honestly, like, it's so much. Like, Tyler don't want to give nobody nothing. Cause like the way we have been riding for, well, not riding, maybe riding is a stretch. No, we've been riding for Zach.
We have.
It was the drop in the bitches for me. Like, why Angela got to be so many bitches? Yes. Because you're mad. Like that rubs me the wrong way. That tells me that there's there's really some deep-seated problem there. The fact that you can immediately go to that just because you're frustrated, just because you're angry, and now all of a sudden every woman that she knows is a bunch of bitches, and you probably want to call her one, but you won't do that because she's gonna beat the hell out of you. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, who did he call to be?
Angela.
Oh. Well, he called Fatima one too.
At my house. Did he call Fatima one?
Yeah, he said, you bitches tripping. And not only that, I just have this issue with Zach because he called, this is not his first time calling Fatima a bitch. He called Fatima and her mama a bitch. In the first half of season 2, he was like, y'all uppity bitches. And when they was walking out of his house, and I was like, wait a minute. Really? And I remember people telling me, "Oh, Zach would never disrespect Fatima like that. He would never call her out his name. I mean, out her name. Well, yes, that, yes,
He was letting them joints fly this
yeah,
episode.
yeah,
I I didn't even catch the one that he said specifically to Fatima. I just caught how he disrespected Angela except for the moments that he needed information from her. Like the only time that he was kind of nice to her is when he needed to know if Fatima was at her house. But then other than that, like you're just completely like that would be a no can go for me. My man is never going to just come at my girls like that. Like it's just not going. No, absolutely not. Now we out here boxing. Congratulations.
yeah. And I think that, and even like addressing some of the people in the chat, getting to the point to where we know that he did not have sex with Connie. Fatima doesn't know that. His mom said, "I saw you do this." She asked Zach, "Did you do this?" And he was silent. And then the next thing you do is tell her that you did. So I can only go off of what you're telling me. And then the way he tried to flip that whole thing, well, she ain't gonna believe me anyway. No. Then why did you say that? And that's the one thing I don't like about, well, there's many things I don't like about Zach. But Zach is quick to call somebody family and say, I'm representing Connie, that she family, I love her. But you quick to lie on your penis. You've done this multiple times. You've done it to Karen several times. Now you've done it to Connie. And I'm like, I can't stand men that do that. For the sake of what? Why are you lying on this woman? You did not have sex with her. But you're going to tell Fatima you did?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So like staying with this first scene, right? I definitely think that I think that Deval could have gave more, even though he did give a lot. Like it was great. It was a disconnect there with Fatima's choices, specifically in like what she wanted to focus on and what she wanted to make the issue. It's very clear, like it got to a point where something went off in Zach's head of like, I just want to hurt her back. She's hurting me now. I just want to hurt her back. But you could have literally avoided all of this just by saying, no, I didn't sleep with her. Whether she believes you or not, I didn't sleep with her. That's up to her. Like, if she doesn't believe you, that is completely on her. And this is what I'm talking about when we have the conversation about if Zach has changed. Because if you continue to do the same that you've been doing, that does not actually indicate change. Y'all want Zach to have changed so bad based off of his bank account. Meanwhile, he's still in very pivotal, crucial moments within his relationship, within his life, making dumbass decisions. It was a dumbass decision to take his ass to the projects and go up to Connie's apartment to begin with. And what was interesting to me about this first scene and how they were positioned and what they were mad at, Zach, you supposedly mad about this damn therapist so bad as if this was the most egregious thing ever, but you stood your ass over a naked Deja in a bathtub. You sat your ass on a sofa and told this girl you wanted to out of her, and you mad about a therapist, a surprise therapist. You took your ass to the projects with the intent of sleeping with the hoe from the hood, and you mad about a therapist.
Oh man.
If you go to hell real quick, Zachary Taylor, because cut it out. It's giving more of the same. It's giving goof troop. It's giving I have not grown and evolved. It's giving I still don't deserve a healthy relationship because I have no idea what the hell to do with it. And this is something that has been coming up a lot in my comment section, specifically with the most recent Sistas episodes, even though we're in hiatus right now. People want to talk about, oh yeah, Fatima needed to check Karen, and yeah, this needed to happen. At some point, you can have urges, right? You can have urges, you can lean into your ego, and you can do things because that's what you just feel. But then there's also certain points in your life, once you will get to a certain age, a certain maturity, that you have a standard, a basis of like what you will and won't do based on who you actually want to be. So it don't matter what this person does to you or what that person says to you. You will never cross this line. And for me, for Zach to actually, for me to root for Zatima again, Zach has to get to a place within their relationship that he refuses to go back to trifling ass decisions and problematic mindsets that he has become accustomed to that never served him any goddamn way. Just that you're going to be unequivocally honest, regardless if anybody believes you or not. That's a decision of you deciding to be a bomb ass man, and you're going to stand on what you said. Whether she believes you, whether she trusts you, that's all on her. But you gave her the truth, and you left her with it. You gave her the truth. You didn't make it convoluted. You gave her the context, and whatever the hell she does with it is what she does with it. But you are who you say you are, or who you say you want to be, because you behave that way. Right now, you behaving like a fuckboy, Zach. Point blank, period. And if it walk like a duck and quack like a duck, it's a goddamn duck.
I agree with everything that you said. Now, Dante, you said he trying though. Y'all be hating, ladies.
Oh
You know
God.
you know that ain't true. You know you don't feel that way.
Us to death. Everybody is trying. When they gonna start doing? Can you holler at me when to start doing? Everybody's trying.
Well, people use that word out of context. People don't even know what the hell trying means. The definition of trying means to make a strenuous effort. Do we see Zach doing that, Dante? No, the hell we don't. So he's not trying. He's not doing. So if you can explain to me, Dante, I would love to hear it. How he trying? He tells me he is childish though.
How does it serve y'all? Like, it's wild to me how these men, like y'all men, y'all gonna do two things. Y'all gonna men, and y'all gonna stand up for other men. Like, those are things that y'all are it just won't happen, right? How does that actually serve you to stand 10 toes down behind something that you know is some bullshit? Like, you know it. It's clear. And then you want to come at us because we pointed out. Like, he trying. Try harder. Sorrow's prayers, because it's not landing.
I didn't think Angela's response was real enough for me.
In that scene?
In that scene.
I don't even know what Angela did.
Like, why were you there?
To help Fatima get her stuff.
Because the first bitch that flew out of Zach's mouth to me. Not that I would have put hands on them, but there would have been words flying out my mouth.
Girl, well,
it was just like, why are you there? She looked scared.
I got beef with Angela throughout the episode because Zach respects her in her own home, outside the home, like, and then you want to be up in Fatima's office later on talking about he looks so pitiful. Girl, Angela is so goddamn male identified. Like, I'm gonna have to cast her ass asunder because I don't give a good goddamn how good intentions you are. Women like her are dangerous. Women like her who find their identities, their personalities, and everything of value to themselves within men in the male gaze are fucking trouble. Run. Angela ass is trouble. God bless her. You cute girl, but no, you need men too much. And these men don't care about you, girl. Especially the ones that we're actually seeing. Like, it's one thing if you got a king that got you and that you can trust has your best interest at all times. Zachary disrespected you at every turn, and you in Fatima office talk about, but girl, he looks so sad. Girl, nobody give a fuck. But we jumping ahead.
I don't think I got nothing to say about this person.
Okay, we can move on. What's next? What happens next? Fatima should take her ass out of there the same way that she should have took her ass out of Karen's house.
When she made the statement, like, everything I'm gonna put up with you, the baby mamas, all these hoes. I said, well, no, ma'am. You made the decision to deal with that. Don't blame Zach. He ain't forcing you to be there. He ain't forcing you to deal with the baby mamas, all these women coming out the woodworks. He didn't force you to stay. That's your decision. So don't throw that back on him.
Allie. I don't know. It's time, Ellie. She really needs to throw it back on him. Like, I get what you're saying, but also, I needed her to say this, like, forever ago. Like, girl, when are we going to raise a concern? It's nothing but drama and stress coming out the woodworks, and she has never addressed it. So like I totally get what you're saying, but like I also have been waiting for her to say this. So at this point, I'm just glad your ass said it. It's the
Just get it
wrong
out.
time,
Just
but
get it
I'm
out.
glad you said it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I did want her to focus. Like I wanted her to focus on like, did you sleep with Connie? And then this is where I got beef with Tyler before we move on from the scene, because also you had Zach say, what are your deal breakers? And what I internalized that to be is like, I didn't sleep with her because I know that that's a deal breaker for you. But then you have him turn around and say that he slept with her. So like, Tyler Perry, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Zach losing it about his mama. His mama's off limits. That guy, I was like, oh, okay. Well, shit, now.
Don't say nothing about
You
his
better
mama
back
no
up.
more. I was like, girl, don't say nothing else about that man mama, honey. Because, woo!
The vibe was there. He was tapped in there.
Yes.
I just wish, not that I needed everything to be like that tempo or that aggression, but I feel like that was the most tapped in that he was as an artist within that role. And I actually wish that Crystal was like as grounded in Fatima to like reciprocate. And then again, I don't know if it's the choices as an actor or if it's the script, because Tyler, you had her say you think that you're the only one who can sleep with somebody else after he just told you don't talk about his mama. Like, we're not even having the same conversation at the same time.
Yes. There were many different conversations, and they were happening at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
They really were. When she made that statement, I'm thinking, for me at this point, y'all 36, 37-year-old, y'all characters, going out to F somebody is easy for anybody. So I didn't understand, like, to me, I mean, I guess I understand why she said it, but it was just so misfitting. Like, you think you the only one that can go out there and F somebody's at? No. I know you can. So it was like, you saying this because what?
I don't know if it's
right.
easy. And then she went ahead and showed it. What's happening for me, and y'all can go ahead and get your Twitter fingers ready and talk about how Erica just hates Fatima so much because of what I'm about to say. But Fatima's proven herself to not stand on what the hell she say. Because if you was really about that life, you would have busted wide open for Paul's ass and show him. And I get that it's toxic, and I get that, cool. But I want you to stop saying that you're going to do. I want you to stop playing big and bad when you're really hurt. I want you to stop playing like everything is all right and you going to be good regardless when you literally need people and you desperately want people. Like, the whole big Tima thing, I needed to go out the damn window because it is giving vulnerable Tima. Understandably, it is given, I want to be loved Fatima. It is given, I will do anything to stay in this Fatima. And that Fatima and Big Tima don't actually line up. You're really not about this life, and you keep hollering that you're about this life, but you're showing us that you're really not about this life, and it's pissing me off. Not because I want you to go out here and trollop, but I want you to be true to who the hell you say that you are, because that's what the character was presented to us. Now you're just giving us a liar, Tyler Perry. Honestly. You think you're the only one that could go out here and sleep with somebody? Apparently. Because, girl, Paul was looking how he was fucking looking. What is the problem?
Well, personally, I want her to go out here and trauma. At least once. And you had an opening, sis, and you didn't take it. I'm not saying I want Fatima to go out here and bust it wide open for everybody. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, while you're in this mode of being hurt, disappointed, your feelings are in a ride, go ahead. You had it right there. But then Paul pissed me off in that moment too. I wouldn't want to sleep with him after that, but I guess we'll get to that.
Girl, I said, Tyler, why are you ruining Paul for me? Stop. God damn, can I have anything? I can't have nothing.
You can't have nothing. I was so mad. I was so mad. You can call me his name if you want to. No!
Yeah, let's just go there. Let's just go there. Because Ellie, the way that I want me, Tyler, I need to have a conversation. Because why in the hell are we Command C? And if you got a Mac, that means copy. And the Command B, that's a short code for pasting. Why in the hell are we copy pasting Aaron's ass into Zatima only for him to not win as well? Only for him to just turn out to be goofy and be, I don't want to shade Aaron, but also like, why? Why have it if this particular archetype of character is never going to win for you, then I need you to give me something else, Tyler, because this is not going to work. When he said you could call me his name, I was like, Paul would not do that. Paul is too emotionally intelligent, too well adjusted, too effective with communication, has been through too much stuff to be like. It's one thing to know that she's like grieving this potential loss of relationship or about to be in this back and forth and being graceful in that. It's a whole other to like, oh, you could call me his name and all I care about is having sex with you, because that's not all you care about. You actually care about her as a person. Yeah. You actually, like, all of the other dialogue points to the fact that you believe that y'all are equally yoked, points to the fact that y'all have common interests, points to the fact that she could be your perfect dream girl. And you got him saying, you can call me his name? For what?
Yeah. Use me. Just use me, Fatima. I said, no, you're not. This is not Paul. This is not Paul. You are not that thirsty. You are not that thirsty for coochie, sir. I'm sorry. You're just not. That scene just, I'm like, how am I supposed to look at him in the way I was looking at him now?
With him saying dumb shit like that.
You can call me his name if you want to. You want to have sex with her that badly? Really? No, you don't. I don't believe that.
Dante, you can call Paul corny, you could call Aaron extra corny, but they got some shit that some of y'all need to learn, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, but that scene there, and what else happened in this episode? Zach at his office space.
Oh, go in there just to play solitaire.
That scene was 6 minutes. I counted.
What the hell did he go into the office for? Bryce walks in and says, so we're not going to get through this. Why are you here, Zachary? If you're not going to get through this, you don't do no goddamn deals anyway. The one deal that he wants you to do, your ass is saying no for. Why are you here? It makes absolutely no sense. You ain't in this black t-shirt and this gold. Like, take your good old ass out of here. Should have had this guy goddamn office to begin with. Everybody who was saying I was hating on Zachary because I said he shouldn't have got the damn office, exhibit goddamn A.
Yes. Looking like a Southern Nino Brown. But because in my mind, with that big old, I'm like, first of all, you're at work. I'm gonna need you to. You don't have to wear no suits and nothing, but I'm gonna need you not to dress like you finna go hang out on the corner. Two, when Bryce has already done the lead work. Hey, this is the deal. We have somebody that's gonna give us a loan. We can make X amount of money on this. Now, who? Gary? No, not Gary. It was somebody else. So he's done all the work. Now I don't want to do it. That's just my life. Everything goes wrong. I said, can we please with the self-deprecation? I can't take it anymore.
It's gaslighting. And while you might not have intended to do it with Karen, now I'm 100% convinced that your ass is doing it with everybody. And that's the part, because you said this, you pointed out that there's certain things that you don't like about men when they get into a certain mode. That's what I don't like. Because what you're not going to do is take your entire life struggle and now apply that to any and everybody who interacts with you. And now everybody got to fucking suffer because you feel like you're suffering. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not sure where my echo is coming from. I see it back in the comments. I have no idea.
Do you want to try to come back in? Hold on.
Yeah. Let me try to do that.
last time.
Okay, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. No echo.
We'll see. All right. Okay, y'all, we are back.
Thank you guys for your patience.
Refresh. Okay. Thank y'all for your patience. Is this better?
Is this better, guys? Testing 1 2. Testing 1. Preferably, there's no echo. I don't hear anything. No echo. No echo. Thank God.
Okay, because typically y'all, it's like super low on mine, and I don't have headphones in. But y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you well too.
Okay, we back in business.
Thank you, Lord. What were we talking about? Bryce, the deal, and Zach having nothing to do. I think one of the things that did get me about that scene is when he asked Bryce, does he feel like he self-sabotaged? And I'm thinking, all right, did you ask that question because you wanted him to lie to you? Or what was the purpose of you asking Bryce that question? And why does Bryce's opinion of how you live your life matter? I was curious as to why the purpose of Zach asking him that question. When it doesn't seem like he wants anything to do with Bryce. And I'm like, you know you self-sabotage. So why are you, I don't know, I just felt like that hamster on the wheel, and that saying that just because you're moving doesn't mean that you're progressing. So it's like you're asking questions for the benefit of what? Like that's how I felt in that moment. I think that Bryce answered it as best as he could. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, he doesn't really know Zach. He don't know Zach like that, in my personal opinion. But I'm just like,
it's like, speak up, stand up, Bryce, because god damn, what are you here for? Don't let this man walk all over you just because you try to get a little smooch. Like,
no, you didn't.
Man, be toxic. You have seen this man do certain things, so why you don't know him very well in reference to law? Well, actually, technically you do, because you're technically Jake. So you actually do have more knowledge.
Okay, yeah. You
are letting on. And the way that they have him playing the like Asian American, I don't want to offend offend. Please offend. No. It makes no sense to me. Why the hell? It makes no sense to me.
It's in your back. It's tied on Gail.
It makes no sense to me why the hell Bryce is going to just stay in this place of like, oh, well, Zach's in the mood, or I'll just come back, and y'all business partners. You done put up all this. You're doing all of the goddamn work. At some point, stand up.
Now, I do agree with that from that perspective, in the sense of, well, I don't know if you self-sabotage, but I can tell you what you're not doing as a partner, and going about it that way. Because as far as we're concerned as the audience, Bryce has done everything when it comes to this business. He found the space. He told Zach, hey, I'll be on the other side. We can split the rent 50-50. Every available house that they're trying to buy comes through Bryce knowing someone. He's doing all the legwork. And it's like, honestly, why is Zach there? Like, he's literally a silent partner. You just give him money. I don't know what you do. And then your friends come every time you're here. So we bring in Nate and Tony in. I can't deal with them. I can't deal with low budget Tommy and Cole. I can't. I can't.
Even them, it's just the crazy thing about Zatima is that it has really great bones. It could be a really phenomenal show.
Yes.
We're resting at mediocre as if it's the place to be, and it's not. It's really not. Low budget Tom Nicole are on my goddamn nerves, and they're really not helping the narrative around male friendships. Because the way that Zach can do no wrong and they advocate, it's like, it's annoying, which makes it even worse, the position that he has Bryce in, because Zach is literally has no male figure aside from Fatima's daddy, who he just started interacting with. No male figure that's going to tell him fat meat is greasy or his shit stinks.
Those facts. Those are facts. Because Nate and Tony, Jesus. And at some point, and and it's just life, you outgrow people, or there's just certain dynamics or certain energies you don't want around you anymore when you're trying to progress in life. And to me, Nate and Tony and Tony play like he double dutch for me. Like one moment he's acting like he has some type of maturation about himself, and then on the other hand, it's like you almost just like Tony. I mean, excuse me, just like Nate. I don't understand your purpose. Or even when finding out that Zach did not have sex with Connie, it was like, no, tell him you didn't hit. And it's just like, what? I just find it hard, and I know these men exist, but it is really hard for me to wrap my mind around the concept of these are the type of conversations that men pushing 40 have, or the fact that you would even desire these type of people to be around you. And I know it exists. It's just really hard for me to grasp that, because the men in my life, they do not reflect this. None of them. Even the ones that I kind of, raise a brow to, they still not this. And it's just really hard to, and this is what you said about like even creating the narrative of friendships among Black men. This ain't it. This is just not it. And even in this scene too, when they was like, the Zack attack is back, and Zach was like, yeah, Zack attack is back. And then it was like, well, what you gonna do? We trying to go out. Nah, man, I'm gonna just lay low. But you just said Zack attack is bad. Zack attack don't lay low. And so I was like, the writing, it was all over the place. It really was. And even for me, I love the cinematography of Zatima way better than I do Sistas. Because for me, sometimes watching Zatima, it almost gives me that nostalgic feeling, like the colors that's used. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's just, I love the way I feel when I watch it, but I get taken out of it very easily. Very easily. Almost too easily. But
I agree.
Yeah, that scene was something.
And it's like, I had to remind myself, like, okay, Erica, you're literally not Tyler Perry's target audience.
Right.
Moments where I'm like, I this don't make no damn sense. I don't get it. I'm like, okay, you're not his target audience. But the problem is, even for your target audience, like, what is this piece of media doing besides validating additional bullshit? Because it's almost a one-to-one correlation for, like, I just had to block somebody just now because they plotted on my downfall because I so-called hate Fatima. And it's like, you don't have to, the way that you show love and support for somebody is not always telling them yes, or they don't stink, or they're never wrong. True love is being honest with somebody. Really supporting somebody is helping them to see their blind spots, calling those things out so they can actually address it and get better and do better. And for me, looking at Zach and his friends, Nathan's going to be Nathan. He clearly is a shitty person because you're cheating on your wife. No problem with that. You don't give a damn about your kids. Like, it's not clear what you actually want. And to Tyler Perry's, like, discredit in this moment, they're not doing a good job of fleshing out these characters in any kind of real way. They're very surface. They're very shallow. But then looking at Tony, you just go along to get along and like, you know, we always going to be there for you. Be there for me how? Because there's a certain point in life as you're progressing, as you age, as you mature, that being there looks a lot different in my teens than it looks in my 20s, than it looks in my goddamn 30s. And the people that are there for Erica in her 30s are going to tell her, bitch, you're tripping. Girl, you need to move this way. You sure you actually want to do that? That's what I need. I don't need to be barreling down the damn wrong road and I got two goofies behind me like, yeah, keep going, and our asses are headed to a cliff. What are we talking about? That's not real love. That's not real friendship. And I think that's what I struggle with Fatima's friendships as well, because clearly Belinda's a snake in the grass. The problem with Angela is like she can't give Fatima what she needs because she also don't give that shit to herself. So that goes to what you were saying about, you know, you just grow, you outgrow people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly where they're at. At some point, you got to be able to give more to a friendship besides getting together for some goddamn drinks and a gossip. And that's all we're seeing play out.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it also challenges the mindset of, for me, if you have a group of people in your life, your sister circle or the dudes you hang out with, if they can't hold you accountable, that's a problem. That is just that is an issue when you can't, not that you're gonna like what they say, it may sting, you may not want to hear the truth about yourself, but ultimately it results in growth. Either one or two things gonna happen. You're either going to grow or that person gonna get tired of being the one that's calling you out all the time and they're gonna go about their merry way. And that's just how you just outgrow people, and that is okay. And it's like you said with the dynamics with Angela and Fatima, we see them in this situation. And I don't remember, and if I have, I forgot, but I don't ever remember Fatima stating that she went to therapy. Maybe she did, but I don't remember. But I know in both episodes, 11 and 12, she stated that both times, that she's gone to therapy. She went to therapy in her late 20s. And I'm like, well, you baby girl, you need to go back, because you have a bit, not that therapy fixes you, but it does bring out certain things that you may did not know about yourself, that you could begin to work on or find out why you do the things that you do. And I'm like, you have abandoned all principles and all things that you can apply to your life but it's like you did the work and then you got with this person and you just abandoned everything that I'm sure you were given to become this better person to deal with your anger issues. And the fact that Zatima Part B, what we're seeing now, has already happened before we get to Sister season 6, and to see you revert to do the things that she's done in season 6 of Sisters thus far, yeah, baby girl, you need to go back to therapy. And that's not saying, I think all the women need to go to therapy. I'm not just excluding everybody else and talking about her, but since we're on Zatima, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people can get a little touchy, but she need to go back.
Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and expand that particular point to say, right now in culture, we kind of use therapy as a catch-all, but there are very different things that can come out of therapy. Zach needs therapy specifically to be able to connect with his vulnerable side, to be able to express and have a cathartic release, and then to be equipped with resources that help him better navigate his emotions and learn how to effectively communicate. That is not the same thing that Fatima needs therapy for. As you mentioned,
Correct.
she has in pretty much all the resources that she had, because she did come into this thing being able to communicate. She did come into this thing emotionally stable. And now all of a sudden it seems like it's this relationship or nothing, and this relationship even so much so over herself, which is why she needs to go back to therapy for basically like a tune-up and like a reminder of like, girl, what exactly are we doing? Because she doesn't have, I feel like Fatima needs therapy because she doesn't have the open, objective, and mature echo chamber that she probably should have if she had cultivated stronger friends.
I agree with it.
So
I agree.
Clear, like we like to say, everybody need to go to therapy. Everybody do need to go to therapy, but people need to go to therapy for very specific reasons to their issue.
Correct.
You said something. I lost it. But you made another point one next stop part, but I don't remember it now.
Oh, okay.
I think I did the video about why Fatima chose that, and honestly,
Yes.
I feel like depending on how season 6 plays out, part 2, I'm probably gonna have to make a part 2 to that if we get additional backstory for Fatima. But if I was to ask you right now with this further context of these additional 2 episodes, not necessarily why do you think Fatima chose that, but why do you think she's so committed to being in this mess?
At this point, I have to say it has to be ego for me. I don't, because at this point, I don't know how anybody could experience what she's experienced in 6 weeks. Because I want to keep pushing that timeline, because a lot of people want us to dismiss the timeline, but you can't, because it's so vitally important. She's been with this man 6 weeks, 7 weeks tops, and we get to see everything that she has experienced. I'm sorry, and if this love does exist, I don't want it. To me, there's no amount of love, no depth of love, no type of sex that could make me stay in something so toxic. But to me, Fatima and Zach's relationship is toxic. Yeah. I believe that can they be together and be healthy? Yes, but not together. They need to be separate. You work on yourself. You work on yourself, and in the end, if we feel that there is a benefit to us coming together, then so be it. But right now, I do not see any legitimate reason for Fatima to want to fight so hard to be with Zach. I really don't. And I've always stated, I don't know the benefit. I don't know what she gets out of this. Yeah. That's the part that gets me. I don't know what I know what he gets. I don't know what she gets. I really don't. And that's why it's so, like, I look at them and I have to, because sometimes for me, it's almost laughable. Like, who the hell finna deal with this? 6 weeks and this is all you finna deal with this? It's almost laughable. So I have to take that part out.
No, because I literally have dated a Zach, but I knew that nigga since we were like children. Like, I had loved this man platonically. Yeah. I loved him romantically. Like, I was invested in him as a person for years. So I am like just really struggling to like put myself in a place of like putting up with all that I have put up with just meeting them. It's no way. No way in hell. And you can love this person, but I don't think that love is keeping her there. And that's cool, because like Aline, I think Aline said, she's scared to, like most of us. That ain't my fear. That ain't my thing, but that is a very real thing for women.
Yes.
And this is where I just bump up against this TP thing, because it's cool if that's her story, but tell it. Tell us something, Tyler. Tell us something. We need to know why Fatima is doing what she's doing. We need to know what she gets out of it. Like you said, Allie, we just need direction, because right now she's just doing stuff, and it's a bunch of stuff for shock value. It's a bunch of stuff to stroke the audience's ego. Big team of this, big team of that. And it's just like, well, what the fuck story are we telling?
And I don't know. Sometimes I don't even believe, and this is no shade to Mr. Tyler, I don't believe he knows. I don't believe he knows what story he's telling. And I was reminiscent to when I looked the opening scene with them. I asked my mom. I was like, I just couldn't get into that. I just couldn't get into it. And I brought up the scene in Martin where Gina and Martin broke up for the first time, and they had some very deep emotional moments that you felt this breakup. Like, it was legit. Martin Lawrence and Tisha Campbell did their thing in that moment. They met each other where they needed to meet each other. And I'm like, I felt that. It was like I understood where she was coming from. Even the scene where she wanted Martin to propose to her, he gave her that jacked up proposal, like, will you marry me, Gina? Damn. And she was like, you know what, Martin, I've been waiting my whole life for that. And if you excuse me, I got a bus to catch. And she left. And he couldn't believe it, like, damn, she left me? Why would you ask that woman to marry you like that? And it was so good.
I had to layer notes of like, I have been dreaming of it. Like, you saw her like character thoughts of like, this is all I really ever wanted from you.
Yes.
But like this. So with that said, go.
Yes. And it was like, that's what I wanted to see. And I just feel like I don't know what story is being told in regards to Fatima. Sometimes I feel like, do you just not want Karen to have them? Like, do you not want Karen to have them? Do you not want to feel like you lost?
I really did not want to get on board with that. Like, I don't like the idea of like, well, Karen just don't want Fatima to win. And Fatima just don't want Karen to win. It's like, it's very seldom that. Like, when women are beefing over a man, it's very seldom that actually like cut and dry and clear. It is more often than not some internal things of like, this is my last chance, or the next person could be worse. The penis is amazing. Like, it is other things besides this woman can't win, because in all actuality, even when beefing with a woman, even when low-key competing, because I feel like I've been there before, it really ain't about her. It really ain't. Like, that becomes like a way to exercise certain energy and a place to give negative energy so that you don't give it to the man that you're trying to keep. But ultimately, it's not really about the other woman. It really is.
Right.
So like, tell me more, because no. Tiff Jones says, I want TP to explore the pain she went through when she lost her child with Ian. Yes. I drop certain things off and then not expound upon it. Somebody mentioned that Fatima said that they had been together a year. I took that when she said that is that she was lying, and she knew that she was lying, because the way that her eyes moved around, she knew that it was dumb as hell for all that they had gone through to turn around and say exactly how long they had actually been together. So she said, about it. I don't even know if she said a year. I think she said like 8 months. I think she said that because people lie to try to make sound better.
Yeah.
Man, I get it, but Zach ain't that terrible. Shaking my head. I give up, though. Just saying. I mean, sure, give up, because I don't really do it. But this is something that I just desperately want for men to get. And y'all are going to struggle because you continue to fight this bet. If he is terrible, that could be for this moment. I've had times, like I said, I literally have dated a Zach. Like, literally. Love this nigga to this day. Gone through quite a bit that Zach put Karen through. And part of my work and part of my healing and part of setting myself up to walk into healthier relationships moving forward is standing 10 toes down in my decisions, standing 10 toes down in what I allow, like holding myself accountable to those things. And what is wild to me, specifically in conversation with some men, is like, you need to defend terrible actions, problematic mindsets so bad, because the worst possible thing is anybody perceiving you as terrible. That's not the worst possible thing. I have done some mean I have pulled up on bitches before. Like, I have done some but that doesn't mean that I am that person today. The thing about it is, if you can't call a thing a thing, if you can't hold yourself accountable to behaviors that are unbecoming to you or untoward to who you actually want to be or believe yourself to be, then you will never actually arrive at where you're supposed to arrive at, because you're literally trying to route the GPS from someplace that you're not at. Zach is in a terrible spot. He is being ridiculous. He is being immature. He is emotionally unavailable and unintelligent. He has poor communication. He relies on toxic ass traits and piss poor behaviors that didn't help him fully survive to begin with. He needs to say that. He needs to know that so that he can make a conscious decision to say, you know what? I don't want to communicate poorly anymore. I want Fatima to be able to lean on me emotionally and spiritually. I want her to feel safe with me. Like, if you don't actually stand in your bullshit, you will never get out of your bullshit. So while you're on here, and this is no shade because I get a little bit passionate, like there's no smoke for you, but that's just this is E. You want to stand here and say that Zach ain't that terrible? Maybe he is, and that's okay. Fatima is in a place right now where she's leaning a little bit too male identified for me. She's getting too validated from Zach's bullshit and allowing herself to regress as a person, as a woman, and getting caught up in his mess. That's not the Fatima that we were presented to begin with. But that's where she's at now. And the only way that she gets back to herself is if she's honest about that. Too many of y'all, so I'm gonna like move from like speaking specifically to men, but like looking at the audience, y'all want so bad just to be able to claim that your favorite character is perfect, or claim that your favorite character ain't that bad. Maybe they asses is. You can still like them. I love Madam. The bitch is crazy.
Baby, what?
And that's the place
sure enough
that some of y'all don't get to in your media literacy. That's the place like that will help you honestly in navigating the world if you're actually able to like transfer that process of thinking. Because we all have people like the men that I have in my life, the black man that I love dearly in my life, almost a lot of them are misogynists. A lot of them stress me the hell out because of how they see the world and how they move about the world. And I am able to accept them as they are, communicate what is deal breakers for me and what is not, navigate that in truth, and then they are able to take the information and adjust accordingly. But if I'm running around here lying and everything is all gravy when it's not all fucking gravy, then what are we talking about? I ain't need to get on my soapbox, but Zach really, he is terrible, Dante.
He is.
Be okay with it. He don't have to stay terrible. That's a whole other conversation.
All right, you went down.
It just drives me up a wall the way that I get it, like loving characters down, but also they fuck up. Also, they should have used things. Also, they can be selfish.
Yeah.
Like, you lying about them being who they actually are in this moment. Don't make them not that. It just don't.
It don't. It doesn't. It doesn't. What else happened in this episode?
Sweet Cake.
I don't
That why Fatima bring up Karen's name in the show of Zatima. Karen's name has been brought up throughout Zatima.
Throughout this whole thing. I think the first season alone, Karen's name came about 15 times. I said, leave Karen on Sistas on Wednesday night. Stop bringing her up in this darn show. Leave over there. Y'all got enough problems. Ain't got nothing to do with Karen.
So yeah, the name come up. I didn't tell you, Dante, but I kind of did. That's fine too.
It's all love. It's all love.
It's so funny because I have a male best friend, and like the way that this nigga stresses me out so bad. And there's so many of these conversations. Like over the last 3 years, we have been having this debate about Black women feeling safe. And he struggles with that because he's like, what do you mean? You're safe with me and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm like, to a certain extent, like, yeah, you packing and you this and that, you ain't with the bush. But also, I can't point out misogyny without you jumping to the defense of the man. It's that stuff too. And it's like, to bring those things up. This is the point that wanted to make before about friendships. For me, in my 30s, friendship looks a lot like safety and uncomfortable conversations, and a mixture of those two. Like learning certain things, walking through whatever your journey is in life, discovering something, being put in a certain position, and then being able to talk about it. And more often than not, it's going to make the people around you uncomfortable. If you're requesting something that you had never requested before, if you're really not realizing that something is a trigger that you didn't know was a trigger, and you're trying to unpack and better navigate your emotions, those things are the conversations that 30 somethings are having, as far as I know. I need to see that played out here, because these friendships, they're not friendship. And I just mentioned, like, one of my best friends is a black man. I love black men down, like love black men down to a fault. And I struggle often with the lack of reciprocity I feel black women receive from black men. Meanwhile, I was socialized, have been taught, have been raised in more cases than not to put them first. But then I've also suffered at some of their hands. And like, that's a conversation that I have with black men in my life who I care deeply about. And it's uncomfortable for them. But that is what life is. That's what doing life is. That's what friendship is. That's what love looks like. Like us creating space within our lives for one another to exist fully and wholly without dimming our light or hiding this part or like any of the extra shit.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also important too to understand, like, I think a lot of times too, when black women and men are having certain conversations, even if it's platonic or romantic relationship, I feel like it's okay if you don't have the proper verbiage. Even if you can only say, look, this is how I'm feeling, or even going back to the point that you made about, you may realize, oh, this is a trigger for me, or, oh, I did not know that this was something that affected me in this way. And now that I'm coming to the realization of it, I'm just asking that you do this when we're together. I'm not expecting you to be perfect, but I need you to be intentional when we are together that this does not happen. And I think that's, as you stated, those are just certain conversations that you have. Like me and a lot of my friends now, in our 30s, you realize you have certain anxieties that you didn't know that you had before, or it's the fact that I really don't want to talk on the phone, but I will text you, or I saw your text, I had every intention on responding to you. Life is just, like me and my friends, if I don't get mad if they don't return a phone call. They don't get mad if I don't return the text. It's like, look, I understand life happens. You got kids or you got this going on. Get to me when you can. If it's time sensitive, hey, I'm going to call you. If I don't call you back to back, you know it's something going on. But I just think that it was one friend I really distanced myself from, because this particular person has 3 children, and she want to be on the phone every day. And I'm like, so I finally asked, I said, what do you do? What, like, literally, what do you do? I don't have children. And I'm like, how is it that you have 3 and you call me every day? There's a disconnect. So now I'm like, why is this person in my life? Because how you got so much free time? And then it was like, oh, the father of her children, he was a truck driver, so you already know what that meant. You got a whole other family. You send her an allowance. You don't want her working. And I had to say, do you understand that this is a controlling relationship? I don't want to see that for you. You have a daughter that's looking. You want to get your son haircut, but you got to wait till next week for your boyfriend to send you money? Nah, you better than that. So it's certain conversations that we have, like I said, uncomfortable, because I don't like getting in people's relationships, because it's not I don't like that. But if I feel like my friend is being taken advantage of, being abused in any way, I'm not the friend that's going to sit back and watch. I'm going to say something. You either going to tell me, Alicia, mind your damn business, but I'm going to still say something, because I can't sit back and just allow that to happen to you. I care too much. But I do feel like they need to have those hard conversations. And unfortunately, Fatima and Zach, they don't have the necessary people in their life to have those conversations with, as far as friends are concerned.
And then to take it one step further, they also aren't really having no hard conversations with one another.
No.
Which is why we're moving at light speed and we engaged already. And Fatima, you have yet to communicate to this man what you need in this relationship besides him not cheating on you. Girl,
Yeah.
Bare damn minimum, honey.
Bare minimum.
What are we talking
Bare
about?
minimum. And everything revolves around sex. When he made the statement, no, she said it's bad because you won't let me love you. Because you won't let me love you. He was like, what the F are you talking about? I let you love me all the time. She was like, what, sex? I said, what are we talking about right now? What are we discussing? Erica, when I tell you
the damn point of this in the room, because I let you love me all the time. I'm done. I would have walked out then. I'm not doing this shit with you, with your drunk ass.
Yeah. I was like, what are we having here? What are we having?
The time. The problem is you won't. When she said that too, I was just like, girl, what? Like, yes, but this is not the time for you to say that. Like, in all honesty, Fatima, it's not that he won't let you love him. He don't actually know what love is. That's the thing. But that's some shit for his therapist, mama. Stay focused. Did you? Where's my Black China at? Are you still them bitches? Yes or no? Like, you won't let me love you. He don't know how, girl. You know that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yes.
I'll let you love me. Of course I get some dumbass shit like that. I'll let you love me all the time.
I let you love me all the time. Yeah. And then when he told Fatima, basically, you just like my mama. The same person you judging, you just like her. So that lets me know it's something deeper. But I felt like when Zach said that, Fatima is a trigger for him. For you to tell this woman you just like her, the woman that you judging, you just like her. I said, oh damn. I said, Tyler, don't just fly over that. That was deep. That was something there.
You know what he meant by it. Now that you're saying that, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. That's how I took it.
I also was like, is Fatima judging her, or she just don't want the lady asking her for money coming in here talking about you busting Punani open in the projects?
I didn't feel like Fatima was judging her. I felt like Zach was saying, how my mom made me feel, that's how you're making me feel. Why? But this is Tyler Perry, so why the word judge was thrown in there, I don't know. But when he said you just like her, I felt like there was a connection that he was making as to how my mom made me feel. You're making me feel that way. That's what I took from it. And but you know, Tyler, you got to come up with your own stuff because he don't tell you.
This is a teachable moment for the audience, y'all, because with Miss Allie Nick opening the door, and we're going to walk our asses right through it. If that is what Zach meant, of like how my mom made me feel is how you are making me feel. What therapy is going to do for him is get him to articulate, how does your mom make you feel? Because that's the part that was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly is wrong with this right now for you.
Right.
You can't possibly feel abandoned in this moment because her ass won't leave. So what is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel. And also,
it's like, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's deep because even like, I'm jumping, but even to the scene where he goes to see his mom and he was like, I got to pay you for you to talk to me. So it's almost like I have to perform. I have to do something in order for you to give me something that I want from you. And I feel like, I don't know what it is. I feel like he has the same thing with Fatima. I have to do this in order to obtain this from you. I have to do this or prove this in order for you to feel away.
I don't know if that's fair. And like, I'm going to pull up Shakana.
I don't think it's fair.
Because he said every woman treated him that way from his mama to his girlfriend, so it's something deep there. Zach gaslights everybody, including his damn self. At this point, this is gonna sound very insensitive, and you know what? I'm fine with that. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a how these people treated you, because the way that he says it in a way that he ain't doing nothing to nobody, and everybody is just deciding to shit on him. Everybody but your mama, honey, has done right by you, and you have decided to shit on them because your mama was shitting on you since you were a child. So if Karen disrespected you with her mouth only, you know what? You're going to have to eat that, because you disrespected her body, you disrespected her mental, and you're doing the same thing to Fatima right now, aside from the body, because you ain't physically cheat yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to say every woman just looked at me like this, and this. There's one thing to say, okay, I get how that can affect your ego and your self-esteem. But then also, when do we remove the stimuli that even gives people the validation to respond to you in these ways? Because yes, it's not right to tell somebody they ain't shit, but stop being ain't shit to me. One of the things
Pretty much
now was like, don't let me write a book, and don't get mad about your chapter, because if you wanted to be remembered differently, you would have behaved differently. That's not fair. So if Zach is in a place of like, I get the trigger, you making me feel how my mama made me feel, you need to articulate that, and you need to get to the core of that so that you can understand what those visceral emotions are and really navigate those, because he needs to unweave the web that he has of like associating every woman with his mama, because whether y'all want to believe it or not, he's literally manifesting his mama in every single relationship. A man, mother issues that's actually, as you say, Dante, trying, it's not leaving on a woman to mother him in their relationship. It's not getting out of a relationship with one woman who was mothering him and then finding another woman to mother him. That is something that he is taking on and doing the work himself, and he's creating space for his partner to truly be his partner. That's what trying looks like, Dante. I'm just saying. Shade.
Those are the facts. And that's one of the
ways. Explain, Arthur, what you mean.
What he said?
It says, he said that goes both ways. So technically, it's all on mom alone with his brother, and them are triggering, playing games with that. Right. So which part you talking about both ways? Because the point that I'm making is that Karen and Fatima shouldn't be suffering because of what your mama did to you. And then you should not be gaslighting them, telling them, oh, you just like every other woman in my life, because you're perpetuating bullshit ass behavior and then wondering why people are responding to you and trying to check the bullshit.
Yeah. And I agree. That's why, and for everybody, y'all know I don't care for Zach that much at all. But that was like the first thing that I noticed from the first episode of Sistas, season 1, episode 1. When he was telling Karen, you know how I was raised, you know where I come from. I'm like, that is not an excuse to treat somebody like shit. It's not an excuse to cheat. It's not an excuse. And the only thing that people can say was, oh, she talked bad to him. And it's like, okay, I understand why people say that, but it's like, did Karen just start talking to him like that out of the clear blue? No, she did not. There were things that was going on the same way we see Fatima and Zach. It was like, oh, but in the beginning, Fatima builds him up. Fatima affirms him. Fatima does this. Then after a while, after this man continue to screw you over, do all of these things to you, the way that you view him and speak to him, it changes. And it's like, what's she supposed to do? Yes, Zach, you're still my king. I know you told me to kiss your ass, but you're still my king. I know you called me a stupid bitch, but you're still my king, your highness. No. Why do we, and it's like, I don't understand it. Like, why do we want these women to treat Zach as if his stuff don't stink when he disrespects them on many occasions? And I don't like stop using your mom. And I'm not denying the fact that he has childhood trauma. But stop using your mom as an excuse to act in an immature way. Like I said this on live before, I didn't grow up with my dad. He was not a consistent presence in my life at all. But I don't blame, well, my dad wasn't a part of my life, so I'm going to just go out here and be a hoe. Or my dad wasn't a part of my life. And there may be certain aspects of love that I did not receive. But then I got with somebody who did not have a great relationship with his mother. And my whole thing is, well, you was missing the love from your mother. I wasn't missing the love from my dad. And I just had to be honest with him at that time. I was like, I'm not the most affectionate person around men. I don't know what that feels like, because I used to feel like I don't want to get too close and then you end up hurting me. Or I don't want to show you or shower you with love and you're not embracing of it. So we had to learn together. These are my weaknesses. He had to tell me these are my weaknesses. His mom, she did some stuff, and it was like, but having those conversations, and that was in my early 20s. But I was mature enough to know where I lacked at. And I made that person aware. And I think with Zach, he just comes in with the fact that I know how to give good loving. I know how to make a woman feel good. And so he leads with that because he doesn't have much else to offer. And then when he gets called out on it, oh no, well, Zach is no, he's not. Zach knows how to provide sexual pleasure. That's why he sleeps with women on the first night. That's why he can get room and board, because I'm going to make you feel good. He told Fatima, I forget what season it was in Sistas, like, do you really want to stop? This the best sex we've ever had. Did she tell you that? You automatically assume you king dingaling. That's what that makes you feel good, that you can provide that for people. But it's so much more. It's so much more. And I really want to see Zach. I don't always want to see him be the struggle character. And I know in season 6 of Sistas, we're seeing a little bit of the therapy being beneficial for him. But as of now, oh my God. Fatima, run. I don't get it.
Fatima, run.
I don't get it. Fatima, run.
I want to reiterate that all of this is with the context of like holding Zach accountable to the man that he says that he is. Because it's one thing if you have decided to relegate your life to boyland and you want to be trifling and you want to be raggedy, but Zach thinks that he's not. He says that he's not. That means that you actually have to not be. Too many of us are running around here thinking that we are who we say that we are, and we don't need to match up our mindset and behaviors to that. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, moving along, what happened, y'all?
The date.
The date. And Fatima singing Alicia Keys.
I was looking. Before Tyler ruined it for me, I really just wish he gave Fatima a chance with somebody else. Like, not you lining up the perfect candidate and then being like, no, immediately. Like, I need this to be a stronger, like, conflict. Like, I need Fatima to, like, not only say how equally yoked and how much they have in common, but to actually live it and see it. Because that is something that actively, like, one, it's a great story to tell, and then two, it actively works against some of the things that we as Black women have been conditioned for. So it fights against that whole ride or die narrative, because it's like, well, what the fuck am I riding for if this is easier? This is what a real ride look like. I'm working over here. I'm pedaling uphill over here. I am riding the sidecar over here, living a life of luxury and lavishly. What am I going back to? And I want to see that, honestly. Like, I really do. Not just because I'm not rooting for Zatima anymore, because I'm not. They're toxic, as you said. But also, like, in going back to, like, what story will be telling when it comes to Fatima, Tyler, give me something.
Please give us something. It made me think of, like, it made me think of the Aaron of it all. You give Karen Aaron, then now you want to have her go back and pine over Zach. You bring in a Paul, but then it's like, I know I ain't gonna never be him. I'm not gonna ever, be good. Like, why bring these men in the picture if they're gonna take the L in the end. Like, I don't understand it. So it's like, why is Paula there? And then when Angela was like, you don't even, like, do you even like him? Oh, but we jumping. The date. The date. I wish, this is just the pettiness in me. Maybe this is the Virgo side of me. If I was Fatima, I would have sang a petty song. I wouldn't have sang Alicia Keys. I said, of all the songs, Tyler, you picked this damn song.
On a date, you ain't got no scissor in you.
On a date, what? Girl, scissor. I would have went straight Tampa. Y'all know how to play rap instrumentals. You know rap instrumentals. Can you play Don't Trust No Nigga by Kaya? I need to do something. What? Loving You, Darling. I said yes. It makes me confused too, Fatima. I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't understand. And then like the Belinda of it all. First of all, I said, ain't nobody finna make me leave my date. Leave my date? I said, first of all, Fatima ain't finna leave where she at because of no Belinda. That wasn't believable. That just wasn't believable. And I'm just like, Lord. Crystal has an amazing voice. So she did a great job with the song. I just wish it would have been a different song.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all actually going back to Angela's house to have sex after she was singing Alicia Keys to this nigga?
I keep on falling in and out of love with you. I've never loved someone.
Arthur, I'm sorry. Articulate what you're saying, honey, because I don't know what you mean. Do you guys understand my point, what I'm trying to make about... Actually, we're going to bring some people on a little bit later, so hold on to that. Because I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to piece it all together, but... I like the idea of the date. I didn't like the idea of the date immediately. Like, the timeline for me, we gotta tighten up. We in season 6 of Sistas, season 2 of Zatima. We need more believable timelines because also part of it is like, is that what women are doing? The like next night after you break up with supposedly the love of your life or your fiance, you go on a date with this and not having a conversation. Like, it's one thing to text, it's one thing to like call, FaceTime, but you like out, like outside.
Yeah. That
didn't read believable to me.
No, that was too quick. It was too quick, and then it was like the whole. It's like he didn't seem really surprised that she called him. Like, he didn't seem too caught off guard with it. And I'm just like, were y'all like, what was going on with that? But okay, and yeah, I didn't think that like you just ended your engagement the day before. Now you're asking this man out on a date or whatever. Of course he accepts and all of that. But it was just like, I like Paul, but I couldn't really get into it the way that I wanted to. Him and Fatima definitely have like good chemistry, and I would like to see this, but we already know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Then Zach over there, huh?
About the friend that was bought for Angela, who was with the shit. It was Paul waiting for Zach to show up.
That part got you. Yeah, that part got you.
I said, not you waiting.
Yeah, that was something.
Let's do it.
That was something. He was like, well, if he gonna be that mad, we need to stay. And I appreciated that.
Yes.
I appreciated that. Like, well, what kind of energy he on? What? And it was the fact that Angela, is Fatima at your house? Zach, who is this? I would have said none of your damn business. Yeah, I'm sorry, saying whatever his name was. Yeah, Fatima at your house? No, yes she is. And then the fact that Angela let Zach into her house.
That boy just walked around you. Maybe not Erica in this day and age, because I feel like I'm a little bit more refined. But they acting like they in their damn 20s. And when I tell you niggas have gotten swung on for less,
honey,
he walked into her house.
Walked into her house. I said, baby, that took me back to my car.
Boy, I will beat your. Like, I was just like, Angela, do something, girl. Do something. He's whooping your ass right now. Do fight back.
Yeah.
Get your right there. When I tell you, Erica would grab a knife so quick. Hey,
you know how I feel about that stuff.
You ain't talking to me? Who you talking to now? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
It was the diss action for me. When he put his hand up, like, shut up, Angela, I would have broke his hand.
The reaction would have literally just been a swing. It would have been a blackout, and I would have just swung.
Yeah, that was something. Tell him I went to bed. Tell him you went to... Girl, if you don't tell this nigga the... What?
That's real. I've had that happen.
Oh, see, I'm too... This is my thing.
For Angela to find some balls. Your homegirl can't be beefing with her man, and she's shucking and jiving and avoiding confrontation, and you trying to avoid confrontation too. When I tell you, when I have the homegirl that's avoiding confrontation because her nigga coming looking for her, bet I want all the smoke. I got it. You ain't said nothing but a word. We're going to jail tonight. Like,
we doing something.
If my homegirl don't got it to give, I got it to give. And then he disrespected me too. That you just make it so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Angela's still push over. Fatima need more friends or something. They also weaken the knees. Belinda has been conspiring with Nathan this whole time. She been trying, like,
yeah.
They can't find with some sense in their friend group.
No.
Not one.
No, not a one. Because I tell you what, if it was Alicia, when Zach walked his happy ass in her house, he would have saw me and Paul on the couch. I'm sorry, what did you say? No, Paul, you ain't got to go nowhere. Is that what you want? Oh, you was on your way to Connie's house? Yeah, you might want to go do that because I'm a little busy. I would have done something, said something. I'm going to be petty. I understood Angela not wanting things to go crazy at her house after she saw what Zach did at his own house. So I get that. But you wouldn't have come in my house, period. I don't even understand that.
Listen here, Ellie, because y'all had a lot to say. And if it applies, then if it don't, let the shit fly.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot to say about Karen sending his ass to jail. Angela, you ain't my friend. So you can come in here and try to break up shit if you want to. Your ass is going to jail.
Clink. So I
ain't even worried about it. I don't want my stuff broke, but his ass is going to jail tonight.
That's what I know. And it wouldn't have been nothing nobody could say to keep me from dialing 911.
Fatima couldn't even do it.
I have an intruder.
Then you going to jail. You're not my friend.
Not at all.
And you ain't even
sorry.
Friend. So
yeah. The last I heard you was calling me a B multiple times. Get out of my house and take that B with you. Like what? And then Zach just he does this and then he acts like he didn't say it. You know what I'm saying?
There are still I have friends who are not friends anymore, but I still got beef with their niggas to this day. Cause what are we talking about? Yeah. You gonna disrespect like that and think that I'm gonna help you? Think I'm gonna sit my ass in her office the next day and say, well, he was just, so pitiful. No, he was belligerent and black as hell. That's what he was.
Yeah. It's interesting though the way that Tyler writes the character of Zach. And I may be harsh when I say this, but and this is just my personality. I'm one of those people where I do have a sense of compassion for what anybody has experienced in life because we all have a story. But I am not that person that's like, oh, well, because his mama did this, you should be kind to him. Or because she was lacking here, you need. I don't do that because we're grown, we're adults, and when we realize, even if we don't realize, you know when you are a shitty person. You know when you doing stuff. When you cheat on somebody, would you want somebody to cheat on you? No. So why are you doing, like, you understand you're doing something that you wouldn't want done to you. So when you can recognize that and then you still do it and you justify, I'm just not that person. I have friends like, well, girl, you know, his daddy used to really talk down to him. He's 37. His father is dead. He needs to make peace with whatever happened.
He has to talk down to you.
Huh?
Or that could be the case, but why does that mean he got to talk down to you? Why does that mean he got to put his hands up? There are boxing rings, there are gyms, there are running clubs, there are biking clubs, there are all types of things for you to work on that damn energy if you have yet to figure out what the fuck to do with it. Don't place that shit. Yes. And I want to take a pause because B. Patterson is in the chat, going back and forth. And if Angela walked into Zach's house and pushed him aside, calling for Fatima. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to say it like I feel it. Okay. Too many men want to be beneficiaries for me. There's a conversation about equality, but as for me in my house, women operate a certain way and men operate a certain way. Too many men want to be able to do the stuff that women do. And it's not even to say that it was right, but if my home girl is emotionally and physically distraught, so much so that she had to fire off a firearm in her supposed home, that's not actually her home. All of this is new. I don't know you, and I'm coming over to check on her. You might get a little bit of energy because I don't know who is the actual enemy right now, and I'm coming to check on my homegirl. Zach did not come to Angela's house to check on Fatima in that same way of like well-intentioned. He came to make sure she wasn't appalled. He came to exact additional control. He came to keep the argument going. So like, why y'all want to try to equate this for one-to-one? One, she's a woman, and if she walks in and is like, no, where's Fatima? That's totally different from a man walking into a woman's house with different physicality, with just a different presence, calling her a bitch, and then throwing his hand in her face. It's wild to me how, and I'm assuming, B. Patterson, that you are a male because you're defending this in this way, but it's wild to me how some men can validate certain behaviors because you feel like the woman did it. What?
Yeah.
It's giving goofy, babes. It's really giving goofy. It's not about smelling justification in the air. It's a
It's not justification. And I agree with what you said. When you look at the different scenarios, Fatima shot a firearm in the house. I'm coming to check on my friend because I don't know the totality of what happened. Yes, she came in. She wasn't trying to be nice. Oh, yes, Zach, it's Fatima here. I'm trying to make sure my friend is okay. You're talking about a man walking into this woman's house after you have disrespected her, you called her out her name, and you walk into her house with another man who she doesn't know. So you have been volatile, you have been aggressive towards me, and now there's another man with you. I don't know this man from Adam. Am I supposed to feel safe in that moment? And then you stick your hand in my face and you in my house as if I don't matter. No, nigga, you need to get the hell out. Period. Period.
But it's cool. God. In this day and age, in 2023, men no longer care about actually creating, or I don't even know how many of them actually gave a damn to begin with about actually creating safe spaces for women. So it's all good because you just going to go ahead and do what you feel like was done to you. Cool, got it. Add to the list of niggas to avoid because, no.
Yeah, those two totally different things. But then again, these are the same people who, some of the same people who believe that Fatima was doing the right thing by walking her behind into Karen's house. They don't have that. That's fine too. Yeah, that's fine. And then telling her you not finna leave. Oh, okay. Okay.
Aline, shout out to you because she also pointed out that Angela actually apologized after she got contacts and saw that her friend was safe, came down the steps and said, "I'm sorry, Zach, for the energy I gave you." Zach barely no apology if it slapped him in the goddamn forehead. But go off, males.
Yeah.
Go off and make sure that you validate Zach sticking his hand in a woman's face and calling her a bunch of bitches after he showed up at her house. You got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Something.
That's T. Male or female, male or woman, still wrong.
Ooh, I like that.
Who said she
I
was
like
right?
What too? Huh?
Dante said male or woman, still wrong, ladies. We have yet to say that she was right.
Yeah, we didn't say she was right in that moment.
Because you actually not listening, so that's cool. That's cool. You got it. You got it, player. Go throw your pants up in any bitch face that you want. Go walk up into people's women's houses and make them feel unsafe with your homeboy because you can. You got it. Let me know how that works out.
I like what Tiff Jones said. She said, but he told Nathan to calm down, but put his hand in Angela's face in her home. It's weird. So you're gonna tell your friend to calm down with another man, but you're gonna walk into this woman's house and put your hand in her face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was a great comment. Yeah.
These are, and you know what? I can't even say no shade because honestly, in real life, these are, once that becomes the thing, once I realize that that's your mindset, these are the men I avoid. I can't do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
You have to.
If that's what you care about so badly, if that's what you want to hold on to, if you want the right to throw your hands in my damn face in my house and call me a bunch of bitches, we're not aligned.
No, at all.
Go find somebody else to do it. There's plenty of women on this earth. You'll find a couple. Enjoy. Back to the episode though.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you feel about the conversation between Zach and Fatima's father? Or that whole scene with the whole Deja of it all, that whole situation?
I feel like I can't have nothing. Because even with the father giving Zach great advice, it was interesting to me how he's so bought into Zach, but he's supposed to have some information about Zach that's supposed to change everything. So that part wasn't really believable. And then also, like, Tyler low-key assassinated his character by him wanting to get Deja's number. I'm just like, what are we talking about here? So you're not to be trusted. You about to cheat on your wife with a hoe.
Me and Erica, I'm so glad we did not talk before getting on here. Because I feel the same exact way. And I was talking to somebody else about this scene, and they did not feel the same way that I felt. I said, this is my thing, though. This man, this guy who was a retired judge, lawyer, you're looking up at this woman who is younger than your daughter. You are sexualizing this woman. My name is whatever his name. What his name is, Harold? Whatever. My name is Harold. I'm a Capricorn. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. And then when you ask that, like, do you think I could get her number? I said, so I'm supposed to believe that you cheat on Fatima's mom. So like you said, I did have a certain image of him, like you're this upstanding guy, and it was quickly deflated. So I'm like, who the hell is supposed to be the upstanding person on this show? Who is it? I said, I just can't tell. I just can't. And I'm like, everything is, to me, that I didn't find that funny. I didn't find it was disgusting. Like, are you serious? Because you were serious. Mm-hmm. And you think I can get her number? You were serious about that.
So what? She didn't call you old? Like, what?
And then she let you know she was about money. She was like, that's your car? Oh, what you do? She went from not doing old men to be extremely curious about your occupation or your money because your car establishes that you have some type of wealth.
But Zach,
I said, what is happening? What's happening?
But Zach needs to fix it. Like, sir, go ahead. He just, honestly, like, it doesn't invalidate, because Zach did need to hear all that information. Mm-hmm. It validates it for me because you're clearly a trash person. And that might be a little harsh, but that's where I'm at with it, honestly.
That's where I'm at with it
a lot quicker. And for me, part of it is unbelievable. Might be a little bit drastic, but like also, you don't even like her father. You don't respect her father. You came into his house and said that you was gonna rob this man, and now he's the one who's gonna sow the seeds of like good sense while also hitting on Deja. Tyler, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. And like somebody in the chat said, it could have been a joke. It didn't land well. About him asking for her. It didn't land.
Like, if he would have never referenced her on the way out, then I could say that. But he's talking about he want to get her number. All right. And then I don't do that dirty ass old man. I don't do that. I don't do well with him. It's giving. And I get that we all grown, but like, this feel like it progressed with your old ass. I'm okay.
Yeah, it was something. Okay. Yeah, was that the end of it? Was that the end? I don't even remember. How did it end? I think I'm mixing the two episodes. Because the first episode ended in the club, right? And then the second episode picked up in the club. We see Belinda talking to Nate.
I'm gonna pull it up right now, child. I don't think it ended in the club. Oh, it did in the club. Also, we've been on episode 2. Shit. 12.
Yeah, now we on 12. I think that's all that happened on the first one.
Tyler keeping Danielle employed is the on me, because I can't stand Belinda's ass. But Danielle is pregnant.
She pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
She good and pregnant too. Like,
yeah,
I saw her stomach.
She about to pop any day now. Okay, so we're now on episode 12, which we kind of mixed it in a little bit already.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember. I was like, I think I'm mixing stuff, child. I couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, I already talked about. Okay, so like Paul and Fatima in that conversation after she can't have sex with him. How do you feel about it?
Is this where they was still in Angela's home, or when he went to in her home? Okay, let me see if I could help remember, because he was making sense. He was saying like they're both cultured, they're both equally yoked, they're both this, they're both that, and he was like, but I'm never gonna be him. That's all I really remember him stating. I don't remember what else he's talked about in that moment.
And part of me wish we got to see them discovering this about each other, but like she basically realized at dinner.
The stuff he picked up at dinner, like, you smoke a little weed here and there, you do this, that, and it's like you got all of that from being in her presence for what, maybe an hour? You picked all of these things up, and it's like to show that he's so inquisitive, and it also, to me, disproves the fact that he just want to have sex with her so badly. Like, he's not that guy. Because a guy who just wants sex wouldn't have picked all that up. It wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I did like that. Yeah. And she just, yeah.
The time frame is going to take me the hell out, because why do we get this moment on the couch and then we don't go through the rest of the next 9 episodes or 8 episodes with Fatima actually exploring this?
I know. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. For me, it doesn't make sense.
Like she feels safe with this nigga. Like,
I agree.
This is the most relaxed Fatima has been, the most grounded Fatima has been, and we just gonna act like none of it's happening?
Yeah. And it's like, this is what Tyler does. It makes me feel like the whole Karen Aaron of it all. You had season 2. Yeah.
It's like 1 for 1.
Yeah. You literally have Karen and Aaron having the time of their lives together in season 2. Then Zach blow her back out at the end of season 2. Now all of a sudden she want to be with Zach. Her and Aaron doing well. Now you bring up Curly Sue. Zach actually wearing the fire, and all of a sudden she want to be back with Zach. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now you have Fatima, who met this guy's Paul. He seems to be a great match. He seems to really be in tune with her, but she's going to totally dismiss him for the fact because he's not Zach. And we don't know, what the hell does Zach mean to you? Why do you love him? What characteristics does he have to make you think he's going to be a great husband? We don't know. Other than him blowing your back out, what does he offer you? We don't know. We don't know.
And if y'all watching The Shy, what him and Daddy said, the new vibrator is going to put my asses out of business.
Oh my God. Gotta love Darnell. We gotta love him.
But yeah, what Allie said, what, like, and we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna break some people up, because it's interesting to me. Like, did y'all just decide that you love Zach, or can we be honest? Can y'all be honest with your good sis real quick? Do you feel like you are Zach, and that is why you're not convinced with Paul? Because looks can be deceiving. Cool, he ain't that guy. Why is he not that guy? What information do you have to say that he is not that damn guy?
And what does that mean? He's not that guy. What does that mean? But I believe a lot of men think they're Zach. I'm just trying to do my best.
See how every man that goes after Zach women is creepy, but nothing is wrong with Zach.
That's a great point. That's a great point. When Zach show up at their job, show up lurking them, stalking them in parking garages, but he ain't nothing wrong with him though. It's the other ones. It's Paul and Aaron. They the ones that got the problem, but Zach is fine. Please. That is a great point.
I'm weak. And honestly, it could be something to him. He could be creepy. Looks can be deceiving, but we won't know that she's not given time to actually explore that. So what is the issue with her actually exploring it? Naps for Days said episode 11 killed my love for Zach. Boy, bye.
Really? I'm always interested, like when people say things like that, because I've never liked Zach. But like with people who really, and I know there was, especially I think in season 1, when people really felt like Zach was trying and all of this stuff like that. But Zach just never did it for me.
Yeah.
He just never did it for me. I don't like that blaming people for why you are the way that you are. Take responsibility, take accountability, and become a better person. You have the tools to become a better person. Do that. It may look ugly, the process, but you're capable of doing it.
Okay, so Paul leaves, or leaves.
Yeah.
Because he's right outside.
He outside.
He said, ain't nobody afraid of Zachary Taylor.
At all. Then
but
Zach and
the confrontation that happens, and he lets Zach know that she wants him. How you feel about that?
I'm just petty. I wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't have said nothing. I would have been like, you know what? You ruined very promising night by your presence.
Bitch, I love that.
You ruined a very promising night. But I'm gonna let you have this one. But it won't be the last time. Like I would have turned to my friend like, come on man, we out. Because I want you to sit with that. I want you to sit with what you think was about to happen. I want to be on your mind. I want you thinking. I'm trying to get in here. But that's what I would have done. But I didn't like that Paul said that. I really don't. It just wasn't necessary because my thing is telling Zach that. I don't think he was telling Zach something that he didn't know. I think Zach knows that. Like he likes to, I have to use gaslight. I said Karen was onto something because Zach really be gaslighting the hell out of people.
She really was. And I hate that low key because everybody's going to chalk it up to, well, you love Karen anyway, so you just going to say she right. Like Zach is proving her right time and time and time again.
He is.
Hell, Zach be gaslighting his goddamn self.
He does. And Zach is one of those people, one of those men, or I just say people, that I think Zach lies to himself so much he begins to believe his own lies. Mm-hmm. Like he really believes that I'm trying my best. When he told Fatima in the steam plant, I'm trying to be a better person. No, you're not. No, you're not, sir. You're not trying to be a better person. You went there for conflict, but you didn't think that Aaron was gonna throw them hands on your ass. You went there to that's just the God honest truth. But you're trying to be a better person. Come on, no, you're not. No, you're not. And we want to talk about Aaron being a stalker.
What you say in that bedroom? Fatima said you always trying to be the tough guy. You said what? I am the tough guy. That's what you're trying to be.
That's what you're
trying to be better.
Trying to be. That's what you're trying to be. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just no. And like people love calling Aaron a stalker, but had no problem with Zach acting like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego in Atlanta trying to find Karen. Ain't had no problem with him stalking her then. Ain't had no problem with him breaking into the hotel room. Broke into the hotel room, but Aaron's the stalker. So it always amazes me how people overlook Zach's actions. Like, and this go back to what you said earlier. You can love a character down, but it is what it is. The show don't lie. You could pull the receipts from all the times Zach has popped up at Karen's house unannounced, popped up at her job unannounced. Just popping the hell up. Why are you here? Y'all weren't even together, but you show up to the hotel room. Whoever she has sex with is none of your business. Whoever Fatima have sex with is none of your business. You kicked her out. Y'all done. Why you showed up to Angela's home? That's stalkerish behavior. So I'm gonna put you in that category too. You don't get no pass because you Zach. No.
That's the phrase right there. That need to be on a damn t-shirt.
What's that?
You don't get no damn pass because you Zach?
Yeah, you know. No. And then in this episode too, we just see how continued trash ass of a person. What's his name? Nate is. That storyline just irked me. Lori kicked me out. Are you surprised? You have beat on your chest how bad of a husband you are, how you don't want to be married, you're not a good father. Now you having sex with Belinda. Like, what are we to make of this person? I don't understand. Like, the actor who plays him, he's a cool person and everything like that. But it's like, he's so irritating. Mm-hmm. He's so irritating. And you're acting as if your wife is the problem because she don't want to deal with you anymore. Why would she want that type of energy around y'all children? Because you obviously going to do what you want to do. So I'm doing me right now. You've been doing you.
And what the hell?
And
what do you want? What do you do? Who are you, Nathan? Other than some goofy.
Yes.
who wants to make everybody else miserable around him because he's miserable.
Yeah. I'm like, Lord, divorce him. Divorce him, baby girl. Move on with your life. Because at this point, what are you holding on to? And then Zach talking about some, dude, you married. And he was like, well, I forgot. He said something to Zach. And Zach was like, oh, I don't do that no more. You just had sex with Karen 5 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, however long ago it was. Don't act like you such this renewed, faithful person. Because you're not.
At all.
You're not. No. I don't get it. I don't know what else happened in this episode. Oh, Fatima and Paul, because she said she was going out to dinner with him. He showed up at the law firm.
Mm-hmm.
But then Angela asked her the question prior to this, when she was like, do you even like him? And she was like, he all right. I said, oh, so this Karen too. So now you don't like Aaron? But he fine. You want to have sex with him every now and then. So not Fatima. I mean, he all right. But then when you see him at the law firm, you about to break your damn neck checking him out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, go back to that question what story, Tyler Perry, are you telling?
Mm-hmm.
Because if Fatima is that sexually attracted to Paul, it would have went down on the couch. So what story are you really telling? I'm confused. I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea.
Angela runs into Belinda and Nathan and then figures out that they know each other. Even that, like, as a best friend, the antennas ain't antennaing for me, because why are you so cool with him? Why, like, and she asks certain questions, but she also kind of like just let Belinda off the hook as she has been doing.
Yeah.
Zach gets more advice from Bryce, even though he don't trust Bryce. Like, this episode was wild. And then we get to the end, and he goes to the hood. Connie is there. He hugging all up on her, and miss you. Listen to her. I can't.
She crying, and I said, what is this? What the fuck? I was like, what is this? Honestly. And then he can you the reason I'm smiling, right? What? You hugging her, it's good to see her, you like being around her, but you done told your girl, your ex-fiance, that you had sex with this woman. I just don't like that. Zach just throw too many women under the bus for me. I can't stand that. And he does it as if it's nothing. Just like he could call these people out their names and then see them the next day and act like he has not offended them or he has not come at them crazy but want them to do something for him. What you mean? It's twisted. And I have to go back to Sistas, because when he was getting arrested in Aaron's hotel room, he called Karen a effing B because he was getting arrested. What is she supposed to do? Tell them not to arrest you? It's like you do stuff and then you expect these women to bail you out or have your back. I don't understand that. You go ask Angela, am I that bad? You did the same thing with Andy. When she read your ass for filth, you know you're that bad. You know you're that bad because you proceeded to call her out her name multiple times. You know you're that bad. And I'm just like, I don't understand. But as you said, he go to the hood, he see Connie, he see his brother, he gave him money, the mama wanted a cigarette. I'm trying to understand how we go from taking mama to go get a cigarette to them ending up at the therapist's office. I'm lost. Then Fatima, the therapist was calling her, can you come in at 12? It's something about Zach, blah, blah, blah. And then she comes in there, she see the whole damn family having a family reunion in this therapist's office. And I'm just like, how did we get here? Was this pre-planned? Had to be.
And even if it is, even if this is your get back and you trying that, the first session you need to be by your goddamn self.
Yes.
You bringing everybody to this therapy session shows me you're not actually in a place to receive the therapy that you need. I am not looking forward to this because why are they all here? Mama looks like she's been hit by a Mack truck. Jeremiah is a lost cause. Stop trying to save him. He don't want to be saved. And Fatima don't have shit of it. She don't owe you. She's already giving you way too much. So why is she here?
I don't know. This was really, and don't get me wrong, because I had a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I mean like 10 or more, that was saying how these episodes were really good and they were just amazing. And don't get me wrong, everyone has a right to feel how they feel concerning Zatima, concerning your level of your expectations, so on and so forth. For me, they just were not good episodes to me in the sense of when you listen, and for me, listening to the dialogue, there was so much. Somebody was on A and the other person was on J, and their conversations were like this with multiple people. Going back to what you said about this big secret that Fatima parents have, or this newfound information they have on Zach, that wasn't revealed. So you go to, and like the dad, you go to Zach, how I would think that would have came out in these first 2 episodes, because it was such a huge cliffhanger from the first half of the season. So I'm like, what information do y'all have? If it's something that was so damaging, why are you telling Zach that he needs to go fix the relationship with Fatima? So I'm like, is this going to be another one of those storylines that Tyler Perry just dropped the ball with, that he never brings back up? Because that's what I was getting from, because even when Fatima's parents were talking, I don't remember them bringing this up.
Nope.
They didn't bring it up, right? Okay, so it's like, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding.
You and me both, sister.
Does Fatima still have her place? So, I thought she did. Is she renting it out? Is people living there? Is that why she's not there?
It's getting ready.
Oh, she did say that.
It's getting ready.
She
Are you throwing
did say that.
Because girl wasn't.
Yeah, I forgot. She did say that.
But Tyler, please. And also, like speaking about the mama and Jeremiah being at the damn therapist's office, in what world do you actually have them sitting there calmly waiting for Fatima to get there?
Yeah.
Jeremiah has no coof. Mama is a crackhead. She's not sitting in no damn therapist's office waiting for Fatima, the holder she don't like, to come.
Okay. Okay. So you mean to tell me this? Your brother barely wanted to leave with you, but you got him to come to therapy? Your mama just wanted a cigarette to go to the store, and you got her in therapy. And somebody said, and let me see, I forget, I tried to remember it, but somebody was like, it feels like they're like Tyler trying to lead up to a big, Tiff Jones said it feels like they are rushing to get to a big point, and I'm wondering what it is. And it's like, that's how I feel, because all these, and it's like, it doesn't even make sense. How you got your mama and your brother to come to this man's office and be quiet and still until Fatima show up? Did you promise them money? Because something is not making sense to me when they really don't want nothing to do with you for the most part outside of money. Jeremiah didn't want to talk to you unless you gave him money. Your mama just wanted something to smoke on, but they're in therapy? Something about that don't make sense to me, Erica.
At all. What papers are y'all talking about? Y'all keep talking about some papers. What papers? I don't see no papers.
Yeah, what papers? Y'all talk about on Sistas or on Zatima?
I can't look at Paul and Fatima no more because I just feel so depressed. It's like we almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah.
Since we're back in Zatima, we'll get 2 new episodes every Thursday. Some people have said, because I have said that they needed to break up and they need to stay broken up. Some people have said, well, then what happens to the show? There still is a team of show that actually sees these two not actually together. They don't cease to exist as people. They could live apart.
Yeah.
They could be different people. And we can see what that looks like.
Yeah. I would actually look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
I really would.
I would too.
I really would.
The way that we're about to go through 8 episodes and Zach is about to get Fatima back just like that. After this man then hollered and screamed and broke up shit, told him he slept with somebody, knowing that that's a problem for her, a potential trigger for her. Like, on top of all the other stuff that has happened, and it's going to take 8 episodes for him to get her back. Maybe less than that. No. Zatima needs a season where they're not together. They need to see what the other side looks like. And we need to see them as an audience see that, internalize that. That can help drive the so-called change that everybody wants to advocate for some characters to have that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. Because truth be told, like with Zach literally jumped from him and Karen ending to full-fledged locked in with Fatima. Like, never really dealing with that breakup. And I'm not saying that you got to mourn a relationship for months or years, but I'm saying at least, okay, yeah, it didn't work. I'm gonna chill for a minute. But then again, I guess if you were cheating in the relationship, you don't really have to chill because you've been chilling the whole time. You've had other women the whole. Well, I guess to answer my own question. Now that I said it, I think I answered my own question.
Yes, I answered my own question.
Yeah, so I'm like, never mind.
If you want to add in your thoughts, come over to IG and request me. Prepare yourself, Allie, because Lord, well, actually, we don't really get people who come on. Like, people mostly talk in the chat.
Chat, yeah.
I don't actually really get people who come on and be like, with the rah.
Somebody said in 8 episodes of Miss Mama saying, when I'm done, I'm done. Baby, Tiff Jones. How many times has Fatima said that?
Not Tiff Jones. Tiff, you low-key are Erica James.
Yes.
Tiff Jones, you done took up the mantle. You be on it.
Yes.
Done. We ain't seen her stop yet.
Yeah.
Baby, that one was funny. That one was funny.
Yes.
8 episodes of when I'm done.
I know what I could take, Zach, and I know when I've reached my cap, and I haven't reached it. But when I'm done, I'm done. Girl, shut up.
But that goes back to the point that I made at the very top of this live. Like, Big Tima is not who you said she is, and that's okay. But, like, stop talking big and bad, mama, because your words, they have nothing behind them.
And it's the way that, and you know what, silently, the high key, though, it's the way that Tyler be coming for Fatima, but he does it so well and so smooth that people don't really recognize he really be clowning her. When she walked in Karen's house and told Zach, oh, I thought I put it on you so good. I thought you would have been asleep. Well, you didn't do it that good. You didn't do it that well, Fatima, because I'm like, Tyler he be doing little stuff. Or I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring to the table. I F Connie, and I love her. Zach has made Fatima eat so much of things she said she wouldn't do and put up with. It's really sad. It's really sad.
He really, really has. He got all the women looking desperate and foolish, child.
And I've said this before because I know a lot of people love to say that, and I've said it myself at times, like the way that Tyler Perry presents these storylines to us. And one of the things I've always felt about the Zatima storyline is that I wonder if the underlying tone of Tyler putting these two people together is that how does the Black community feel about people who aesthetically look great together and the treatment of the person is shit poor? Like, the community will rally around a group of people if you think they look good together. Oh, she need to deal with it. Oh, she need to continue to build. I've seen so many people blame Fatima for Zach's actions when Zach is a grown ass man. Well, Fatima will go back to standing on who she was before, but if she did, there would be no Zach and Fatima. If Fatima was really who she was presented in the beginning, there would be no Zach and Fatima. She wouldn't stand for this stuff. But it's like slowly but surely we have seen this strong person who was presented just episode by episode just become like a former version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who this person is.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. If y'all got anything that you want to add, come over to IG. He got men looking goofy, desperate, ignorant, etc. So yes, both sides of the coin gets Tyler Curry treatment. I think, okay, so I personally have not bought into like the Tyler Curry hates Black people narrative, because I do think that to a certain extent he's really just telling stories that are very real. Like when I tell people that I dated a Zach, I am not fucking putting on. I am not like lying. Like I identify with Karen in more ways than one because it actually happened. And I'm not of like the camp of Black people who like don't want the real shown because it's too traumatic, or because if it's happening, it's happening. Where I have come from in reference to perspective is it's not a the drama that we see is not a problem. The pettiness, the lack of certain things is not a problem. For me, the problem comes in where there is no evolution, there is no growth, there is no healing. That is when it becomes a problem. So I don't have a problem watching a Black man cheat on a Black woman, but that doesn't mean I co-sign it, doesn't mean I want that to happen to me, but like what happens next? Because part of what I am in filmmaking for and what I identify with for storytelling is being able to communicate specific things in my art. So if I have a Black man cheating on a Black woman, I'm not doing it for the sake of doing it or for shock value. I'm doing it to have a conversation around that particular choice in life, that particular dynamic, and depending on what position I'm taking as the writer or director or whatever in that particular project, one or both of their perspectives. How do they feel? What have they learned? How does that change them? Like that's all of the conversation that should be being had with a lot of this art that we're consuming. So I offer up for some of y'all who feel like Tyler hates Black people or the Black community and he's only showing a negative. Don't be so attached to not seeing a negative. Just desire more from like the why behind it, because we're still living it. There's bitches still fighting in the hood over niggas every day, B. Like it's happening. We're not
absolutely
of the service by not actually showing it because it's happening. And if it wasn't happening, then so many of y'all wouldn't be watching it. Like, let's be real. So to go back to, you know, your point, Dante, of like he got men looking goofy and desperate and ignorant, cool. But like you literally don't have to stay there. These men don't have to stay there. And I think that it will serve us well as a community to see what that looks like. Like the thing, and I think Allie and I have had this conversation, and I put it a little bit because I try not to, I give y'all a little something in reference to personal, but I try not to do too much because it's not necessarily about me. But what helped me root for Zach from the beginning was because I dated a Zach and I understood his story by the time, like now where I'm at in life, but then also like 5 years after that relationship, and like looking back and having a certain perspective and realizing certain things as simple as like, this nigga loved me the best that he possibly could. It wasn't enough, but like I was at the very top of the list in reference to love that he was capable of giving and he actually gave. So while that wasn't enough to meet what I actually needed, that's something to be said there. And that's what helped humanize like a Zach character for me. And that to me is what comes across when a Zach is put on screen. I don't instantly go to, oh, another black fuckboy. It's like, okay, but then what's the story behind that? Don't get too offended because Black people aren't being shown in the best light, because we all don't come out the damn womb perfect. Some of us are narcissistic, some of us are selfish, some of us are trifling, some of us are hoes. Like, we got all these things. Okay, but what do you want to be? That's what the story is. How do you get there? The story is the journey from where you're at to where the hell you're trying to go. And if everybody starts from a perfect place, ain't nobody cheating on nobody, ain't nobody narcissistic, ain't nobody crazy, ain't nobody fighting, ain't nobody cussing, then we ain't going nowhere.
Facts.
Y'all done got me on my soapbox too many times tonight. I don't like that.
No, but I think that's a good point, and I think it's a great perspective. I don't buy into the narrative that Tyler Perry hates Black people or the Black community. I do feel like he is telling a specific story, but my issue comes in with where your issue comes in. Where is the development? Where are you taking these characters? Where are they going? Because anytime it appears that, and especially I'm going to use the character Karen, because for me personally, I believe that's the one character that we have seen make great strides in progression, and then something happens and there's a pivot that sends her 15 steps back. And it's like, okay, this has happened twice already. What's the rhyme and reason for this? What is really the battle with that character? Is it because she wants to have this family with Zach so badly that she's willing to negate her own personal what she wants for herself? Like, and I think as a writer, it's like sometimes I don't feel like Tyler is asking certain questions. Why is this happening? What is she really feeling internally? How, what is her conflict with Aaron, and what is her conflict with herself? What is her conflict with Zach? What does she want to see as far as a resolution come? Those things are really, it's difficult for me to believe he's having those conversations based on what he's producing. Like, that's the issue that I have. I do understand that we're only 6-7 weeks into the Sistas universe. Even though it's been how many years for us? Sistas premiered in 2019. We're approaching 4 years in our time, but only 6 weeks for them. That's the issue in itself, but we can't do nothing about that. And I try to keep that in mind, but it's like in 6 weeks, Tyler has given them so much hell to endure. When that coin gonna flip? When is that coin gonna flip, Mr. Perry? I think we are so deserving of it. We need to see it. It is a must. We need to see why things are the way that they are. And I think, well, bringing it back to Zatima, seeing Zach and Fatima in this particular place, I cannot buy, and because we've already seen the first half of season 6 of Sistas, it's going to be very hard for my mind to see the next couple episodes of Zatima. I do not believe there's going to be much effort put into Zach and Fatima getting back together. I think it's going to be that, oh, well, I love you so much. I love you too. We got to make this work. That's how I feel it's going to happen. I don't know how. I've never really cared for them as a couple, but I don't know how to root for that. Like, I don't know how to root for that. And I think that's my thing when it comes to them. Yeah.
I agree.
You said maybe he need to ask the actors' opinions. He don't listen. Ebony Obsidian asked for a softer Karen, for her character not to be there. I was watching one of her interviews, and she was smiling in her interview. She said, y'all know y'all don't see Karen smile a lot. The fact that she said this, and it's like, what is the harm? And why are you doing this to this character?
Yeah.
The person who's playing her is asking, is, you know, going on behalf of Karen to say, hey, can we make her a little softer? Hey, can she smile? You keeping her like, and it, for the actors to say that, and he said, hell no, we gonna keep Karen the way we keeping them. I said, I don't know what to do with that.
I feel you, Allie. I feel you. But also, Karen is my tip pole for like, you hoes gonna learn. And you gonna learn to let black women be. You gonna learn to let black women feel. You gonna let you like for Karen to go through what she has gone through. I get why she's not really smiling. And also stop telling women to smile. Like,
yeah,
when I say that Karen is a you gonna learn from me, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down because Karen is literally the prototype. But like things can go awry. A black woman can be emotional, can be irrational, but be reacting and like or triggered and put in these places, and y'all asses need to accept it and still love her ass anyway because she's still deserving of it. The way that we get discarded and discounted for having feelings and not just soldiering through the bullshit that the world wants to put us through is beyond me. So while I would love to see Ebony's beautiful smile, I also want people to take it as it is and get off of your bullshit and like stop playing games, stop playing in this character faces if she's not very fucking valuable because she is.
Oh yeah, she's very, and I agree with everything that you said.
Must ask. I don't care how many times she tells that he's a coward because the truth is the truth. And the way that y'all like to scapegoat black women is beyond me.
That's true.
But I feel you on the whole. He don't listen.
No, he don't listen because and then for those who have ever listened to my videos of the after shows, them women be going head on. Tyler forgets what he writes because he asked Manon, "What show you watching?" She said, "The show you wrote." I said, "Thank you, Manon. Thank you." Like those after shows really show to me the heart of the artist, of the talent, for Ebony to want certain things to happen with Karen. She want to see Karen smile more, meaning I want to see her begin to heal through some of this stuff that she's dealing with. When Manon mentioned people love Preston so much but don't want to deal with the fact that he's broken into her house. How? Because he's white, the landlord lets him in. Like those type of situations that he never gets called out on it, but if she trip out, she's a bad one. You know, so certain things I feel like these characters or the talent wants to see. I think that he can bend to them just a tad. Like you ain't gotta do nothing so drastic. But my gosh. But you know, the fact that he don't, I don't know, he just got a certain story he's trying to tell. And I guess he said, hell, y'all work for me. I hope he don't really feel like that. But the things I've seen him say on them after shows, I'm like, Mr. Perry, you showing a lot about yourself, bro. Because, baby.
Zach needs a new love interest that's on his same level. Well, he got it. Connie.
That's who on his level.
If you want him to have somebody that's on his level, it's Connie.
Yeah.
And like I kind of want to sit there for a second because I think there's a conversation to be had around the demonization of black women when you approach a black woman, a baddie, if you will, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever, right? And you ain't on her level. She's the wrong one. She gets tagged with naggy and this and that when she's requiring you to step your shit up. When you could literally just stay at the level that you at. You could stop trying to ride rides that you ain't tall enough for. Like, why isn't that the conversation?
Yeah. Because it might not be a bad thing if he get with Connie. It might not be.
She make you laugh. Ain't that what you said?
Yeah. She the reason that he's smiling.
Over on the shy, Keisha said, "I'm your woman. Not an amusement park.
Not an amusement park. That bear said, I love when we used to have fun. She said, I'm your woman, not an amusement park. I said, well, bait to the bed. Okay,
but if you
Keisha.
Park, take your ass back to the projects and have at it.
Have at it.
Release me from your expectations of being this ideal, but then also having to dumb myself down so that you can play nicely with a more contained version of me, but you want all the benefits that come with me and my best. Stop it, sir.
Yeah.
Stop asking women to do that.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
Anything else we missed, y'all?
I'm going through the comments now, seeing if we missed anything. Oh yeah, in Zynga I was talking about, I think the first two after shows. Not the last one they had on Sistas.
Self-growth and mutual healthy, prosper relationship involving the real life actors dealing towards his or her character perspective based on both shows. Author, I don't know what that means, honey. He ain't there with Connie, but maybe he need to be there with Connie because he really ain't there with Fatima. He's requiring her to do too much. He's not doing enough.
But you know, I find that interesting though, and I'm glad that you said that, Dante, because I feel like Zach is there with Connie. Connie is someone that he feels safe with. Connie is someone he feels safe with. Connie is someone who knew him or knew his past actions, and she accepted that. So there is a certain, I don't know what word on, closeness or safety that he feels when he's with Connie. And I think that the show has shown that when he was in the hospital and he laid his head on her shoulder, like there was a certain type of protectiveness he has toward her, because even when Fatima came, he didn't shy away from Connie. He didn't make Fatima, he did not make me feel that, oh, this is my woman. This Fatima, Connie, this Fatima, this Connie, as if you just some regular chick off the street who walked into the hospital to check on me. So I do believe, even though he may not have done anything with her, there is a closeness there that may or may not ever be explored, but he's definitely there with Connie, in my opinion.
And I would go as far as to say he looked just as comfortable with Connie as Fatima did on that couch with Paul.
And absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. Because I think about like what weight must be released when you don't have to deal with all the unnecessary BS. Because when she's with Paul, you don't have that baggage. You don't have the baby mamas. You don't have the exes coming out of the woodwork. You're free to be yourself. You're free to be loose. You're just free. And she doesn't have that with Zach. And I don't know if she ever will, because there's always going to be something. She's never going to be, which I don't see it. I don't know how Tyler going to write it, but I wonder if that type of freedom will ever exist in her relationship with Zach. Because they done went through all the stuff we about to see. It done already happened, but then we see her actions on Sistas. So it's like, when will it get to the point that Fatima can rest in her freedom in her relationship? I don't know if she ever gonna have that. I really don't. Me too.
It's coming to that realization, and that is what got me off of the Zatima train. To know that Fatima will probably never really know peace. I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm But some of y'all super Zatima heads, you don't love her as much as you think you do. Okay with her getting caught on the Zach hamster wheel.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's like going back to your initial question of like, what else can you focus on when you don't have the bullshit? It's just like so much.
So much. So much. I can really focus on getting to know you. Zach and Fatima don't know each other like that. And I know Zach will be like, Fatima, don't tell me I know you. I do know you. No, you don't. Y'all haven't really had the opportunity because from the moment y'all got together, it was met with BS. She driving you to your ex-girl at the hotel with a dude. The next encounter, she bailing you out of jail. She take you out to eat, come to her house, y'all bone. Then next thing you know, y'all in this whirlwind situation. Y'all haven't had the opportunity to get to really know each other intimately. Y'all don't have that. So when you with somebody without all the BS, I can really give myself to you and get to, not sexually, but really get to know you. Can I be vulnerable with this person? Can I open up to this person? Can I reveal that these are the things that have hurt me in previous relationships? These are triggers for me. What are Fatima triggers? We have no idea. I mean, only thing we know is the whole thing with Ian and the baby. I know it got to be other things in that. Like, what has made you you?
You saying that, like, what came up for me is even with the drama and the BS, right? There's still so much that you could get to know with somebody if you were asking the right questions. But because Zach is so self-centered, he's not even asking, why is she with me in a very real way?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you literally still riding? And it's not just love. Now we're starting to like get to the nitty gritty, and that's where you start to figure out what these triggers are. You start to figure out what these traumas are. But then that also will require you to call a thing with your bullshit and be like, hey, she really shouldn't be putting up with this, but she putting up with this. Why is she putting up with this? What does this do for her? So then
those are the questions.
To get to know her in the midst of y'all bullshit, but that's not even happening.
Correct.
Maybe you're trying to show how much a woman can endure. We already know that. Black women can endure quite a bit. We're done. We're time. We.
Yeah, we can endure a hell of a lot.
I don't know if that's the case, Arthur. I don't know if all of them actually.
I was gonna say, I don't know if all of them want to be healed. Is that the comment you was reading? All of them want to be. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Hey, cuz, thank you for dropping in. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
But
I don't know about that.
Open across both shows. Like, I feel like even the characters who speak to, like, that's what they want. Like Andy. Andy wants a healthy relationship so damn bad, but keeps doing unhealthy shit. They don't want that. That's not what she really wants. Andy wants drama and attention. That's what she internalizes as love and value. So she continues to allow and create circumstances to manifest what she correlates to love. And that is drama. And surface level aesthetic ass attention.
Yes. I'm about to drop an F-bomb. I'm just going to throw it out there. I just want to warn people. So I forget which episode it was, speaking of Andy, which episode it was when she was crying in Karen's office about when will it be her turn to have a man without all the drama. When will it be her turn to have somebody to really love her for her and to not deal with all the mess? And I said, I know you're not asking this question. When will it be your turn to have a man that truly loves you? Well, I said, and I remember I said this in my review. I said, well, first of all, you can start by not fucking married men. That's what you want? Start there. Start there. And In my mind, I remember watching that scene, and I'm like, she can't be serious. And then I love what you say. You were like, you're you're so unserious right now. Like, you're not serious, Andy. You cannot be serious right now. But it goes back to what you said about people stating that they want one thing. And I tell people this all the time, like my siblings, everything. When they say like what they want to do and how they want to do it, it sounds good. But when you realize the work or the actions that are required to obtain that, oh, you don't want it no more, or you don't want it that bad. To become healed, I think about like you scrape your knee and that it look ugly when that scab come out. There is a process to your healing. It ain't gonna always look good. It ain't gonna always feel nice. It may be ugly at times. That scab gonna peel off, revealing the little white meat or whatever. But you leave it alone. Stop messing with it, picking at it. Your skin gonna do what it's supposed to do. And I just feel like when you're making the proper steps to heal and you're doing the things necessary, your emotional state is gonna do what it's supposed to do. But you got to put the work in. And I don't feel like a character like Andy, she just gonna jump to the next penis. She's just gonna jump to the next available person that's gonna give her what she feels she needs, and it has absolutely nothing to do with her healing process. I don't think Andy wants that. And sadly, and tell me how you feel about this, I think Andy would prefer her friends to be healed over than herself if she had to choose. It's some of the things that she said about, like, even with the situation with Danny, she made the statement like, I know where I am and I don't want that for you. Like, she said that a couple times. Even though I do feel like Andy is a dangerous person to have on your team, because she'll tell you to walk in the line of, huh?
I'm just saying bye to Elaine.
Oh, bye, y'all. I'm sorry I didn't say it, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Andy just scares me because she's too fickle. I don't want this for you. I want better. But I'm gonna meet Gary tonight at 10.
Better. I don't know if Andy actually knows what like love is and what heal is, because I think her better is what Zach and Fatima have, and it ain't no damn better.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. But I love the analogy that you used about falling down in like a scab, because you cannot, as a person who falls down and scrapes their knee and wants to heal and don't want this to get infected, you have to do the work, as you said, and that might look like applying ointment. But it also looks like you're not taking your ass to disease-ridden, unhealthy, unclean environments. You take your ass into a room full of germs and then say, I really don't want this scab to get infected. You have to take yourself to a place and create conditions for the healing to actually happen. All of these women are like experiencing certain things, being hurt by it, which is normal and natural, which is why, so like you didn't say it wrong, Arthur. I think that most people think that everybody wants to be healed, but for me, it's your actions are saying that you don't actually want to be healed, because you're so readily walking your ass back into a place that hurts you. Like, you cannot heal and hurt at the same place. Like, it just doesn't work that way. You can get healed by the thing that hurt you. You have to remove yourself. You have to do the work.
Yeah.
No, but I get what you're saying. I don't think that you said it wrong. I think that is something that we think, or we would expect.
Is what we want. We want them to feel that way. So you didn't say it wrong at all. We want them to want that. But the reality is they don't. Or I feel they don't. I don't feel they do.
The series being what I would have equated to a healed character has decided to, like Allie said, abandon that healing to throw herself into basically the same thing. She's basically living a relationship again all over again, but then saying so bad that she don't want it. So no matter why you here.
Yeah.
Oh, PP Lost, he already tried to ruin Paul's character by saying, you can call me his name. That's the most unsexy shit I ever heard in my life.
You know what? I will give Tyler his props, because Erica I consume a lot of film, okay? A lot of film. I ain't never in my life heard a writer white for a man, a black man, to matter white too, it don't matter. I ain't never heard this in my life. To tell a woman, you can call me his name if you want to. I ain't never. That was my first time ever hearing that in my life. Ever. I said, well, Tyler, you have ruined Paul for me. How you come back from that? You that desperate?
Standing outside the house and say, "Oh no, I'm gonna wait for him to pull out." That's how you come back to me.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, and I guess I'm with Fatima because you being that fine, I'll probably give you a pass.
It was giving Zachary Taylor outside of Karen's apartment.
Ooh. I'm just waiting for Fatima to make it home. Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. But you're absolutely correct on that one.
Up a little bit. I said, "Oh, he outside." Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
I think that's it. Y'all don't have nothing that y'all want to add and chime in. Allie and I have given you 3 hours of titillating conversation. I don't even know where this energy came from, but shout out to you, Allie. It's always amazing conversation.
It is. It is.
Are your team of breakdowns up yet?
Girl, I have not recorded them. I'm going to record them tomorrow. I was going to record them today, but I was like, you know what? I don't feel like it. I was working on some other stuff, but I will have them out tomorrow because in my mind they're not going to be long.
Yeah,
they're not going to be long. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I might just do my top 5 moments because I don't really know. I was so checked out. I watched them, but I don't know how I'm going to do my reviews yet for this show for this season. I don't know. No, they're not going to be long at all. That I can tell you.
Child,
minimum 10 minutes. Minimum 10. I do 10. Max 15 probably, but minimum 10.
Between this and All the Queen's Men, Tyler is wearing my ass thin. I tried to record them last night, and I was just like, I can't. I need to let this sit for a second for me to come up with something that's going to entertain these folks.
Erica, I watched All the Queen's Men today, and when I tell you, I said, Lord, thank you for not letting me start, because I was going to review the show,
and
I'm glad I didn't, because I can't. I can't. And I think what's pissing me off about All the Queen's Men is because the characters that I have grown to love, which I still love Madam, I still love all of them, they're not sloppy like this. They don't do this stuff. And for me, it's so hard. Like with Doc, you had sex with this woman, you ain't take, Madam said, you ain't take a picture, you ain't do nothing. Nah. But you got 7 dirty condoms on your floor. No, he's not that person. Doc is not that person. I said, Tyler, what the hell are you doing? Why? Why?
Child, we're going to see.
I'm so disappointed.
Sistas Keeper, Allie, thank you for joining me again.
Thank you for listening.
Tomorrow, if you're not following Allie already, go to @AllieNickOfficial on everything.
Yes.
See y'all.